Hello, everyone. How's it going? It is Friday. Oh my god, I'm kinda tired. My eyes feel all sore and shit, considering, it's been a long week. I have been playing Silksong instead of sleeping some nights, and I had to, get up a little early to watch a Nintendo Direct this morning. So that's, kind of a perfect storm there as far as my eye is feeling all, ooh, God, right now. Maybe there's other reasons. I don't know. You know, it was only a few months ago I got LASIK. Could that be a factor? I don't know. Folks, this is viewer levels. This is Mario Maker 2 viewer levels. Shard says, oh shoot, Nintendo Direct was today. Don't worry about it. There was no Mario Maker 3. There's other stuff, and we'll talk about it. Some pretty good stuff, honestly. But you don't have to worry. Mario Maker 3 was not announced. Ah! I think there was a bit that just went into my mouth. Great! Thank you for the bits. No! Thank you for the Pikmin thrown at me. Wario thought it was boring. I thought it was good. I thought it was like a good B+, maybe. Maybe an A, I don't know. Let me think. We'll think as we go and we talk about it. But, this is gonna be viewer levels. Do you know when Super Mario Maker 3 is coming out? No, no one does. I'm thinking next year at this point, but, we'll see. Worth noting, just up top, the day that it is September 12th. It is kind of an auspicious day, insofar as yesterday was Mario Maker's 10th anniversary. That's right, never forget. 10 years ago yesterday, Mario Maker 1 came out, and that was a wonderful day, and that was a wonderful thing. It has been a hell of a 10 years, and I think, preaching to the choir here, those of us who have been playing this game, or its prequel, sequel, all this, the franchise this whole time, are quite fond of it. And 10 years is a hell of a milestone. I don't have anything in particular to celebrate it, other than saying right now, yeah, acknowledged. The other thing. Yeah, you only add one level at a time. You can add another when your level gets played, and, you can get back in there after I play it and complete it or not. So, that's how it works. The other thing. Tomorrow, Mario's 40th anniversary. So another auspicious anniversary, coincidentally very close to the other anniversary. It's almost as if Mario Maker 1 was put out because of Mario's 40th anniversary. In retrospect, I bet that was exactly it. I bet they literally said, yes, to celebrate the 30th, here's Mario Maker 1. Let's go. That's cool. That's great. Happy birthday to Mario. It would be cool if I did something like what I did for Mario Day. Didn't I do something for Mario Day earlier this year? And there's also 8-4. Did we do something for 8-4 one of those years that we have been streaming? I don't know. There's too many Mario holidays, it turns out. Too many Mario holidays. I remember we definitely celebrated Super Mario Maker 2's 5th birthday with a whole fucking thing. This is just regular viewer levels that happens to be on this very auspicious anniversary for both the franchise that we're playing and the franchise that we're playing. The franchise and the sub-franchise, respectively. What else is there to say about that? Let's just get a rolling. Let's just get going. Okay, that's enough preamble. Let me explain how this works. Let me explain how viewer levels are going to work tonight, as they do every night, or every Friday night. when your level comes up, if you are here, if you are present, I will give it the full time of day, which outside of the lightning round means 12 minutes plus 5 last tries, if that's not enough. If you are not here, I still play the level, but I do so in very nearly but not quite sudden death. That is my compromise between playing more levels, which is fun, and prioritizing the folks who are present. Rock Party just threw Pikmin at me relatively a minute ago, and also I know that he's here, so good for it. Good for it. Let's go. Hey Jumper, how you doing? Thank you for the level Jumper. Thank you for the level Wario. Everyone get your levels in. Now is a great time before the queue is too stacked. It'll get stacked. Tends to get stacked. Worth noting, if you're confused, there are people on the YouTube side and on the Twitch side, and the queue has both in there, so, you know, don't be surprised if there's more levels than you'd think just looking up the chat. Okay. Let's do it. I played this level many times, so I know it pretty well. So, if it seems like I'm doing way too well, you know, that's why. Chard says on the YouTube side that he considers the Twitch side to be nerds. Wow, those are some fighting words from one chat to another chat. If only Twitch would allow a shared chat. If only that was not against their terms of service. Chard could just say that, and y'all would see that. Please, Twitch, you should really change that particular part of the terms of service. It is very silly. Says the chatter that can't use funny emotes, says Jumper. That is true, the emotes are, not as good on the YouTube side, I don't know. They're all, you know, people make their own emotes on Twitch, and it's very fun and good. So you get a lot more variety, whereas it's just, I don't even know on the Twitch side. Mid-emotes, says Shard, and then he demonstrates with a mid-emote. This is great. I should just read chat for the next 4 hours, rather than talking about, any of the, you know, pressing, recent news stuff going on, especially with the Nintendo Direct, which I aforementioned. Is that how you use the word aforementioned? Can I say I aforementioned something? That's not how it works. Do you want to start talking about the Direct? How about we start talking about the Direct? Why don't I? I'm gonna take a little drink of the water. Hello, Coco. Oh. Cold water is delicious. Let's do this attempt. Oh, I died. And then let's pull the card. What talks about the Nintendo Direct that just happened? Did you watch the Nintendo Direct? I just realized I don't have my phone. 1 second. My mouse. Yep. Did you see the Nintendo Direct, which had the Mario Galaxy movie, Mario Tennis Fever, Wonder Switch 2 Edition, a date for Hades 2, Virtual Boy, Nintendo Switch Online, Metroid Prime 4's date, Bonanza DLC, Pokemon Pokopia, Danganronpa 2x2, and Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. When you put it in a big ol' fucking list, it does seem like a pretty substantial thing. Though admittedly, you know, this was over a 1 hour period, so, you know, it kind of felt like it dragged a little bit, I'll say, for what it's worth. Where should we begin? Mario Galaxy movie. I'm kind of surprised about that choice, to go with Galaxy. But I do think Galaxy is very cool, and it does offer a slightly different, like, setting, premise, etc. for the sequel. I think it's gonna be on both. Shard, but don't quote me. I think Hades 2 continues to be on both platforms. Unsure. It also is worth noting that there is a Mario Galaxy 1+2 release where you can also buy them separately. It is $70 for them together and $40 for each individually. I feel like the separately thing is just in case you already have 3D All-Stars collection, at which point, you know, you don't need to get Mario Galaxy 1. I'll say that is a pretty steep price. I agree, 40 is a little steep. I kinda wish they had just jumped directly to Wii Classics Collection and just, you know, given it out as part of Expansion Pack. Hell, if they could have given it out as part of Expansion Pack, I think that would have been the best possible thing. You know, same, honestly, with all the DLC. Remember when Expansion Pack part of the deal was like, okay, we'll throw in, like, all the major DLC that we're doing, and Mario Kart, and Splatoon, and, like, a couple other things where they included the DLC. That was a pretty good way to make that tier make sense, but apparently they forgot that they did that. Oops. Damn it. Fuck. They forgot that that was a thing. They forgot that was the value proposition. So, this generation, nah, man. You get GameCube games, that's, really, you should be thankful, you know? It's, well, we could throw in Donkey Kong Island, but, I don't know, man. I don't know. We threw in a whole Mario Kart thing. They better throw in the next Mario Kart thing, considering that the old Mario Kart thing is in the old Mario Kart game, which they probably don't want me playing anyway because they got the new Mario Kart game. Doesn't really make sense, does it? I don't know. Why is 3D All-Stars a limited time thing? Well, it's because Sunshine and 64 are now, like, properly available. You know, they're in the Classics collection. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised Galaxy 1 and 2 isn't a limited time thing either. That way they could discontinue it and then in a year be like, yeah, now it's free, and you don't, you know, you understand, because it would be silly if you could pay for it still while it was, you know, part of the premium service that not everyone has, admittedly. Not everyone has the premium service, so it doesn't make, you know, it's fine. It's fine. I feel like my big takeaway from this is like, man, the odds of the next 3D Mario being Mario Galaxy 3 just shot up like 400%, honestly, right? Like, if they're making a Mario Galaxy movie, they think Mario Galaxy is relevant enough where they can do a movie of it. They absolutely think it's relevant enough where they can go back to that well and make a third game. And honestly, I'd be down for that. I don't know, like, if it'd be more Odyssey-inspired, or if it would just be like, no, yeah, this is like a sequel to 2. We took all the things that we had in 2, and, you know, added more things, and just made the same exact kinds of levels. That'd be cool! That'd be cool! I don't know if they're gonna do that, but, like, I feel like a Galaxy would take less time to develop than a new Odyssey. I don't know if that's, like, actually true. Galaxy would be interesting with Switch 2 graphics. I could see that, yeah. Like, atmospheric effects. You could do some real good shit. Anyway, I think that's cool. As for the other Mario-type things, I'll say, during the Mario segment, I was just on the fucking edge of my seat. Every trailer just going like, is it gonna be Mario Maker? It could have been! It could have been! And then when we got through them all, and it's like, okay, sit back down, okay. Now it's just gonna be, some normal stuff. Definitely normal stuff. That said, like, hey, you know, that, Mario Tennis looks alright. I like the look at that Mario Tennis. Good deal. It had a cool-looking story mode. And also, I'll say, like, my dad really enjoys really enjoyed the last Mario Tennis. So, like, you know, I'll get it, and I'll probably play it, like, local against him. I don't know if you can turn off the items because he didn't want the items to be on. We mostly played without any of the kooky effects. I don't know. Maybe these kooky effects will be different. Maybe he'll be fine with them. I don't know. He is an old man. Yeah, there was Baby Waluigi, new baby form. A 3D Mario game is gonna have to break new ground. I don't know. I would be fine with a Mario Galaxy 3. Like, there's enough gravity bullshit that can be done. There's enough, like... I just think it'd be fun, you know? In the same way that a new Luigi was fun when they did New Luigi U. You know, it's cheap. It's a budget version of a 3D game, but... Man, like... They have totally done that sort of thing, to be clear. Like, with these Switch 2 editions, they are full of just like, okay, we took the original game and we added a bit. You know, they are full of just like, okay, let's do some more with that old stuff that's not in a super ambitious way or anything, just like, you know, here's some new stuff, here's some new content. I mean, I'll say I hope it's a full game if they do anything with the Galaxy IP going forward, but yeah. You want a port of 3D Land? That'd be fine, yeah. I mean, there's already 3D World, but, you know, Nintendo loves to port games. 3DS and DS are unlikely to get Classics collections. Though, I feel like, I'll say, you know, I've been playing some 3DS stuff with the Retroid in the last few months. And I'll say it's not actually that bad to play it with one screen. Granted, I did just order the AYN Thor, which, if you don't know the AYN Thor, it has 2 screens, and is coming out next month. I did order out AYN Thor, so I guess, you know, despite me saying, like, oh yeah, you know, one screen is kind of fine, it's like, ooh, I will jump at a second screen, retro handheld. Absolutely. Oh yeah, Chard, the AYN Thor. Let's show that again. Ooh, isn't that a beautiful piece of hardware? And it has what are widely considered to be the best chips for a retro handheld as far as compatibility and, you know, a compromise between compatibility and power goes that you can get. There are more powerful chips, but they don't have the drivers yet, apparently, is what the retro handheld YouTubers tell me. What do I know about, I don't know about drivers. Do I look like I know about drivers? I should know about drivers, I don't know. I'm an engineer. You know, my day job. What's your opinion on the Steam Deck? Didn't get one. Think I might. I'm definitely thinking about it. You know, that'd be nice just for the purposes of, I would like to have a machine that can run 360 games. You know, through some sort of emulation thing. And, like, there are PC, you know, emulators for 360, right? Like, that's a thing? That'd be cool. A Steam Deck or, like, a ROG Xbox Ally, I don't know which I would get. Hey, timer's off. Timer's up. Let's get the 5 tries up, and let's fucking go. Thrown off by my own, what's the word? Presentation, my own me saying things dramatically. I was not ready to hit A. Where was I? Yoshi, there's a new Yoshi. That looks fine. I'll say, I thought it looked okay. I also think it looks like the kind of game I will not buy. And, when reviews come out, they will be decidedly mid. It looks like a very mid game for, like, 5-year-olds. If I had to say. What else? That was it for Mario. Yoshi is for babies. Yeah, like most Yoshi games have not been killer. Honestly. Like, Yoshi's Story, Yoshi's Island, that's kind of where I draw the line. After that, the best you get is like Yoshi's Topsy-Turvy. And that's like fucking, you know, that's maybe the first Woolly World was okay. I feel like the first Woolly World is better than the second Woolly World. Or like 2, or Woolly's Crafted World was the second one, I guess. I don't know. Why were there 2? I guess the first was successful, so they made a second one. That's self-explanatory. I hope it's a good platformer. Yeah, man, I feel ya. Yikes, that was the last life. Let's go. You bought 2 Steam Decks and 2 Steam Deck docks? Dang. That's cool, though. I support you in buying whatever you want and enjoying it. I have expensive stuff as well, don't you worry. Let me say. I just, we'll talk about it later, but I just ordered a phone, which is an expensive thing everyone has. Thank you for the level. I am hitting dismiss, and I am bringing up the next level. Oh my. I should... Let me go put some eye drops in my eye. Some, like, they're feeling a little dry and irritated. I'm just gonna hit dismiss and bring up the next one, and then I'm just gonna throw to a 2-second break, like a minute-long break, so I can go get some eye drops in there. Yeah, like I said, I haven't been sleeping super well this week. Too much Silksong, too much Silksong. Nabbit, please confirm. Let me put in chats where, Nabbit can see. Alright. I put some eye drops in. Hopefully that helps. Wario is playing all the levels I'm playing. Excellent. Woolly World was more like Yoshi's Island. Crafty World was the 2.5 gimmick thing. Yeah, with a lot of collectibles, yeah. What else did they have? I should have taken a picture of that card that I just did, so that I could, I can just put it back on screen, can't I? I might have to back up one. Let me see that card again. Let me see that card, because my memory is bad. Trying to find it. Give me a second. Cue cards. There we go. Let's... Yep. Okay. Here's the card for the direct again. Let me just see here. Hades. Right, yes. Hades 2 got a date, finally. I'm really happy to see a date for Hades 2. It is very soon. That is cool in most ways. Virtual Boy? Oh my god, the Virtual Boy. That, I feel like, was definitely the biggest surprise of the Direct, right? Like, when this thing was revealed, you know, in silhouette, I was definitely looking at it going like, Rob? Are they sending out Robs to everyone? And no, it's an even wackier thing. They're sending out the Virtual Boy, infamous flop that it was. The infamous flop, the Virtual Boy, which has like 20 games total, of which they're putting 14 on to the service, and also you have to get the accessory, which if you're wondering, yes, you literally put your Switch into a Virtual Boy enclosure, and then you use the stereoscopic 3D like you originally did. I'm kind of surprised that it's mandatory. You could definitely do it with one, like with the 3DS or something. Yes, like most every other thing, it's coming out in 2026. Yes, but like early 2026, like spring, like winter, you know, very not that far away, I'll say. What else do I got here? Oh yeah, I have an image here of the Bonanza DLC. That was very exciting and very cool. I really like to see that trailer and to see, like, you know, as you can see here, Donkey Kong Island remade in the modern era, and like I think they really captured the vibe of it. It looks really good. The mountain is great. The face is excellent. The mountain is very big, and there's some nice references all over the general area to various different games and stuff. And you can collect like statues of the various characters. Seems cool. What's the 6th image I have here? Oh, that's just of the phone I just pre-ordered. That one's not relevant to this. I did as well. We'll talk about that in a bit. The thing. How long to destroy Donkey Kong Island? That's a good question. You know, K. Rool spent... You know, the plot of DK64 was K. Rool trying his damnedest to destroy Donkey Kong Island. And now, Donkey Kong himself is going to destroy Donkey Kong Island just for the fucking fun of it. How weird is that? You know, K. Rool must be fuming. He must be like, dude, you said you didn't want me to do this. Now you're gonna do it yourself? God damn it. Oh, you can reset it magically? I didn't know you could do that. Turns out, even if K. Rool had destroyed the island, there's a reset button. It would have been better by the time of returns. Isn't that weird? No, it's not. It's normal. It's normal that an island should work that way. All items regenerate and change over time. That's called Mother Nature. Like, volcanoes and stuff. That's the plot of Returns, actually. Additionally. It's where the tikis come from. It's true. Anyway, what else was there? There was the Metroid Prime 4 date. Very cool. I'm happy to see that in December. I was kind of thinking, like, mid-October, but December will be good. December will be good. It is coming out this year. That alone is good news. There's a weird Pokemon game where you play as a Ditto. There's a weird Danganronpa game where you can do an alternate scenario where everything is different. That's kind of cool. I think that they should do that for V3, actually. V3, I think, could really use an alternate scenario. And there's a new Fire Emblem. I hope it's like Three Houses, and it's, you know, if it was, I would have some good fun with it. I don't know, though. I don't know if they're doing, like, a Three Houses thing. Or if it's just, you know... I don't even know where I'm going. It could just be, hey, here's like, fuck, I really don't know what the fuck. It could just be a regular Fire Emblem game. Maybe there's no social aspect, but I like the social aspect a lot in Three Houses. I hope something like that's back. If it's not, I probably won't get it, unless people are saying it's really good. Nabbit is here, fantastic. I thought that was a good direct. I definitely came off it going like, well, there were no real, like, S-tier games, you know? No, they didn't announce a new Mario. They didn't announce a new Donkey Kong. They didn't announce a new, you know, anything big other than Fire Emblem, which, yeah, they do a Fire Emblem every, like, 3 years. It's not really a surprise, you know, unless it was, like, a really cool Fire Emblem, which, you know, they haven't really said, like, hey, this one's like Three Houses. You should pay attention to this one, you know. It was a very basic direct, and also had a lot of, like, filler stuff where it's just like, oh, here's this weird, like, indie game, and you're like, okay, this doesn't look bad, but why are you showing it to me? You know, okay, it's like farming and stuff. I get it, I've seen that before. You know, even in the case, let's do the Super World then, if any level is good. Even in the case of, like, where am I going with this? Even in the case of, like, fucking losing my train of thought here. How come... This is weird. There's this level. Oh, the Bowser's airship is the finale, okay. I was thinking, like, where's the finale? These levels are all optional. I thought it was, like, a hidden finale at first, but... How do you hide a finale? I don't know how that works in this game. Or is it in all cases it's hidden, and then once it's, like, available, it gets hidden? Hopefully the February Direct is better. Oh, you think it'll be that long until the next Direct? It probably will be. Huh. Well, of course, they will always say more things online, and it is worth noting that, like, they did mention, like, there are amiibos for like, Kirby Air Ride, and also, there will be a second Direct, which, I don't know how y'all feel about that, but I definitely came off the 40-minute Direct going like, oh, this game doesn't need this much explanation. This probably needs like a 10-minute Direct, actually, maybe a 20-minute Direct, and, you know, you can tell by the end of the first one they were filling up time, you know, or Sakurai was just going around saying like, okay, how about a little bit of this? I got this vehicle, and let's show another vehicle. And it's just like, okay, I guess. You can show me all the vehicles in the game, that's fine. Thank you for the level, Nabbit. That was nice and quick. I don't think there probably should be another Air Riders Direct. Sorry, Sakurai. This isn't like Smash Brothers, where there's just like a million billion little aspects to explain and show off and reveal. It's like, yeah, I think there's probably more vehicles. Is there a hidden mode? There is a hidden mode? You think there's a hidden mode? There might be a hidden mode, I don't know. Is that big enough for the purposes of a Direct? They could show like a story mode or something, or an open world mode or something. That'd be cool. You know, I'd be more interested in Kirby Air Riders if it had an open world mode. Oh, let me say. Very good, very good. Let me hit complete right here. And we'll, go ahead and pull the next level, which is by 06i. That's what it was teasing, a story mode? They were teasing a story mode? I guess I wasn't listening that closely. I do think the interchangeable amiibo Air Rider figures is pretty cool. Though, like, they'd have to release a lot more of them for it to be, like, you know, really, really cool. Which I think they're planning on doing. I guess they're planning on doing that, so we'll see over time. After talking about it and going into detail about all the things they revealed, I think it's a pretty decent Direct. Maybe like an A-. I would give it an A-. Like, it didn't really have headliners that really rocked the house. They didn't really have reveals that really made me go like, oh my god! But it's like, yeah, there are a lot of solid announcements. Dates for two of the most important games of the year that I've been looking for dates on. And the Virtual Boy is a oh my god announcement, even if it's like in a semi-negative way, because like, oh my god, that is really ridiculous. Kind of expensive. It's $100 for that damn, for this thing is $100. It was definitely better than the last Nintendo Direct, the Partners Direct. That sucked shit. They didn't have anything good to announce for that one. This one was pretty good. Solid. Could have used a barn burner or two. Like, an actually good one. You know? Could have used one or two barn burners. Maybe Fire Emblem is that, but again, I feel like if it's something they announce like every 3 years, it's just like less impactful for me. They worked really hard on that Direct. I agree with that. I think they did a damn good job, but they just needed like one real kick-ass thing, like a Mario Maker 3, for instance, for sake of example. 06i is up, by the way, and 06i is here, but let me just do a little bit of recap, a little bit of follow-up. Follow-up on Super Mario Maker 3 Wish List Bingo. Last week, we did a whole bunch of brainstorming for Mario Maker 3 ideas. We wanted to do it, you know, in the event that they came out with Mario Maker 3 this Direct, which was rumored at that time that there would be a Direct. It could have happened. It didn't. My bet is still honestly on 2026. I've always said this. I've said this previously, so it doesn't 100% surprise me. I definitely went in there going like, we're not gonna see 3, right? And we didn't see 3, and that was confirmed. I will say I was ready to go. We had this whole list that we brainstormed last stream, which I am showing on screen again because it has a lot of fun ideas. Thank y'all again for helping me come up with all these ideas and put this whole list together. 06I especially, who was taking notes during the stream as I was saying things. I have added a couple things, and then I made the bingo as described last week. So you can see here I add one for spawn synchronization options. I believe there should be options where groups of enemies should be able to spawn in at once so that they will all be synchronized repeatedly, reliably, etc. That would also allow you to make like platforms in like a circle where they all spawned in simultaneously and not just like, if someone's walking slow, they're a little bit like laggy, and they're not like evenly spaced apart. I hate that. This would fix that. Spawn synchronization options, put that under maker features. I also adjusted the enemies a bit. I realized that Bruiser was that ghost that punches. Doesn't really belong with Swoop, which is a flying enemy that swoops down from the ceiling, and Woohoo, which is basically the same but in Wonder. So I separated these two into their own, and then I added Boomerang Bro back into the proceedings because he was pretty popular, and the idea that it shouldn't be in there just because I said earlier, um, you know, that there would just be a feature where there were significantly more enemy variants. That's a little bit weak. We can still have Boomerang Burrow and also say like, yeah, but there should be hundreds. There should be lots of enemy variants. Maybe not hundreds, maybe like dozens of different cool various variants of like every enemy. I think that'd be cool. And when entering the bingos, I realized they came in rows of 5. So I said, okay, let me come up with one more. And I put in released within 6 months of reveal. Just like the last, Mario Maker 2 came out like 4 months after it was revealed. So I figured, okay, say 6 months seems reasonable. It won't be a long run up. It's be revealed and then released like very shortly after. I think that this one covers that nicely. So that's where the document is up. I updated it a bit, and before the direct last yesterday, before the direct today, like yesterday, the other day, I made some bingo cards. That was the idea. I took these wish lists that we made together and I put it into a bingo generator, which by the way, I have put in the Discord. I put in the comments of the previous video. I should have had it on a chat command, but I didn't think of that. And I made some bingos for myself. You can see here that now I have a bingo card that when Mario Maker 3 is announced, we can look at and say, okay, here's the card. Did I win? I'll say I actually generated 4 for myself because I'll say, like, when we do bingo at the office, and we do it sometimes, there's sometimes like a bingo thing that you can do instead of work if you want, which is kind of cool. So, it's like, I'd rather not work than work, right? So, yeah, I'll go do bingo. Yeah, we always take like several bingo things, so, and also because there's like 95 different things, I wanted to have a representative thing. So, I generated them looking for particular things that I wanted, like this one. I waited until I got a good one with barrel cannons in it. This one, what was this one? Was that Yoshi's Island? Yeah, I was looking for the Yoshi's. This one's the Yoshi's Island. Yes, Yoshi's Island theme. I waited until I got one with Yoshi's Island style in there. And then for the final one, what was the thing I was looking for in the final one? Final one was it Night Effect not bound to themes? Or was it some other shit? I'm not 100% sure what my criteria was in picking this one, but that was the last of 3. Maybe the Star Coins thing. I'm not sure. I did make sure I also had the Warp Star pipe alternative idea was in there. That is so good. I hope they do that. I mean, I hope they do all these things, is the thing. So anyway, I got 4 of them. I posted it in the Discord. I made a special Discord channel where people can post images of the bingos, and if you post it there, we'll know it was made before the reveal, whenever that is. And we can look back and see who won by looking at all of them, and know that they were legit, is the thought process there, if that makes sense. That's where all that stands. You can go check it out in the Discord, in the comments of the previous VOD, etc. I'll say one last note. I will reserve the right to add things in the event that there is a new mainline or 2D game. If there's a new 3D or 2D main Mario game, we can absolutely come back and add up to 5. But, like, I do think Mario Maker 6 will... Mario Maker... Not 6. Where did I get 6 from? I do think Mario Maker 3 will come out in 2026, and that won't be an issue, you know? won't be a problem. Won't be a concern. Anyway, let's do it. Let's go. Thanks again for all that. That was very fun last week. I hope y'all enjoyed all that malarkey, all that bullshit. It was, you know, the thing that sticks with me from that last stream is, in the middle of it, someone was like, man, I didn't think that coming up with ideas would be this hard. And, like, yeah, at a certain point, it was kind of a struggle to figure out, like, what should we be adding? What is good? What are the ideas that we want? And, you know, even then, definitely some that slipped under the radar. And probably still more. I don't know. Leave a comment on the previous stream if you have ideas. Let's do it. Interesting. This is like one of those, like, table tennis games. One of those table tennis games, I guess. Kind of funny because when you hit the thing, your paddle stays up for a long time. Uh-oh. Huh? I guess we're trying to get it over. Oh. Really have to hit it early. Okay. Ah. All right, let's do it. Let's go. Yeah, that's hit number 2. One more hit and we'll be golden. It is 2-1. This isn't quite tennis scoring rules. Tennis scoring rules would be, you know, you have to win by 2. There's no such limit, no such thing here. Let's do some bowling. I believe is the next one. Oh. Well, in bowling, as I know, there is always a second throw. So, we have another go round here. That's very clever how this is set up. Like, you literally... you get a second shot. You only have to get 1, though. You only have to get 1, so that's, not so bad. Like, all you literally have to do is not miss at all. Not miss entirely. You get graded on your points? Oh, okay, so... we will get a lesser reward. But we won't die. How does this work? Is it based on these P doors? could it be? Okay, I guess somehow these P doors change based on, yeah, how many you get. We didn't get that many. Is a strike possible? How would you even get a strike? This golf? 4. 4. What's the par here? Oh, shit. I didn't get any of them. Archery. Ah, shit. Alright, well, whatever. I guess it's some sort of enemy spawn business where, like, the more enemies are spawned still, the later the thing will let you out. That makes sense. What's this one? Curling? Curling, I want to say? I don't think this is how curling works. I'm gonna say curling. I'm gonna say curling on this one. How do we feel about curling? Let's say 7:30 on the lightning round. By the way, I'll say, I'm not sure how long this stream is gonna go. I think that there's not that much that's been happening other than a direct or two. You know, a direct, some other business, but relatively light as far as things I want to discuss right now, so we'll get through it all pretty quick, I think. Thank you for level 06 high. Ooh. That was quite cool. I think those eye drops help, by the way. I'm feeling a little bit better in the eye area. Haven't really needed to take eye drops in a while, but I guess that's what happens when you don't sleep as much in a week. I stream every Friday, viewer levels, and also other streams other days, but those aren't viewer levels. Those aren't Mario Maker. As far as Mario Maker goes, weekly on Fridays. Friday evenings. JD. Let me hit complete. Freddy just said GG. Is here is good. Yes, yes, yes. Let me end that timer. And do another card as I pull up the thing. I've been playing Silksong. Yeah! Silksong is kind of what I've spent most of my week on, honestly. Like, I kind of hope, you know, I've been kind of meaning to be a little more productive and like, do things like keep a steady stream of short form content going. Oh, I'm pretty damn far. Have I completed the gathering quest? I have beat basically every quest other than Fleas. And one that I got that I think might be an Act 3 thing, honestly. I think that one might be a, like, not included in what you have to do before Act 3. I'm basically right before Act 3. I have gotten credits, I'll say that much. Not good credits. I got the do other stuff, keep going credits, you know? The early credits. So I have beaten a final boss. It's the new Hollow Knight game, if you don't know. Silksong is the sequel to Hollow Knight. It has been long awaited, and oh my god, man. Oh my god, I am just so deep into it. I have been pouring a ridiculous amount of time into it. I think my hour count in game is like 50 hours right now. And yeah, without going into spoilers, there's just so many goddamn areas. Optional areas, yes, but also non-optional areas. Like, oh my god, it's mad. Let's go. It is just incredible how many areas you keep on fighting and going like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to do the whole rigmarole again. You know, I'm gonna have to... What the hell? This is gonna be hard. Just getting fucking out the gate is hard. What's the lightning round? Ah, that's a thing later on. That is when I will start having limited tries to do each level that comes my way, Wario. Limited tries, etc. At that point, once the lightning round hits, the pace will speed up a fair bit. It is a good time, I think. A time where we will play a lot more levels a lot quicker. It is also a very fun time because, oh man, it can be pretty wacky and good. As you, like, you know, playing levels and trying your hardest to get through them despite, you know, gestures to the screen. Levels like this. You'll see, it'll be good. It's always a good time, and I'll say you can always resubmit a level, so don't take a failure to complete it as some sort of, like, punishment. No, it's just add some stakes and keep things moving. You know, it's fun. What was I saying? Silksong, I am just amazed by how much stuff is in there, how big it is, and how much just cool stuff is to discover, like bonus stuff, hidden stuff, not hidden stuff, cool combat tools, all sorts of really challenging bosses. I am having an incredible good time with it, and, like, you know, I'll say, I think there is nothing more rewarding than beating a boss in that game and going like, ah! You know, just like, going like, ah, I did it! That took like a half hour, that took like an hour of just try after try after try. And it feels so good to finally prevail, you know? Yeah, YouTube chat is pretty active tonight. Right? Arg, says JD. It's so good. It's so good. Just every time you beat a boss, it's just like, it feels so rewarding. And then, you know, because you beat the boss, you get to go to the next area. And then the exploration is also really good and thrilling and tense as hell as you're exploring these areas that you have no idea how big they are, where they go, and just trying like hell to find a save point or a map and just sort of hanging in there until you get the hang of the area, at which point you're just like tearing ass through it and, like, you know, double checking all the rooms and yeah, there's some evil benches as well. They're pretty funny every time. There's one from like a late game area that I saw last night, which, you know, I'll say, like, I'm sort of at an impasse right now. I need to do a bunch of side stuff before I get, like, significant progression from this point forward, but still, I keep on finding whole entire areas that I had no idea existed, and I could have accessed the whole time. And it's just like, damn, dude. Yes, that's right, the main character's name is Hornet. That's not a spoiler. That's in the eShop description. That's in the trailer. They revealed that. I do play viewer levels, not me, 684. This is one, right here, right now. I'm also talking about Silksong, which is fucking good. I love in Silksong the way that it feels, the way that the action unfolds. The big heal is always super tense to use because it takes up so much of your meter, but it heals you so much you, like, get right out of danger, you know? I really love in games like this. I feel like my preference is a low amount of health but a amount of health where a low amount of health, but also a way to recover that health very quickly if you just stay in the fight. And that is just, Why is that level so difficult? It's because of the spikes. Because of the spikes, you see. Anyway. Spikes. Definitely the spikes. You hate spike hitboxes? They got a hitbox. They got a hitbox. I don't mind it. Could be nicer, I guess. I don't know. Not the meanest thing in the world. Spikes. Why did it have to be spikes? I'll say there is a mechanic in Silksong where every time I go into an area and it's big on it, I'm like, ooh, why did it have to be that? Oh my god. I heard there was a tool that helps alleviate it. Someone was saying, but I haven't got that tool, so I don't know. I really like... I'm gonna say this is a thing from Act 1. I'm gonna say this is not a terribly big spoiler. I like the crest. There's a whole system in the game, right? Where there's different crests that have slightly different handling, slightly different mechanics in some cases, and different specialities. I like the one that attacks really fast and has a really short range as well. I feel like giving up a little bit of reach is worth it for being able to just be like stab, 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 stab really quickly. Like, that just feels very powerful to me. The timer is how much time we have in this level before we move on to the next one. Well, before we do 5 last tries, and then we move on to the next one. Not me. Yeah, I feel like what 06i is saying is, I think 06i has the same idea. The annoying water. Yeah, that's without spoilers, yes, it is a kind of water that is very annoying. Oh my god. You got the charm to remove it after I explored all the areas? I might have done. I don't know. Where are you at, 06i? Are you past the, are you into Act 3? I'm hoping to get there. And I'm hoping to get there soon. You know, Hades 2 is coming out in, 2 weeks? Ooh, we gotta do. You just finished the Gathering quest? When you say the Gathering quest, you mean the big quest with... You mean the big big quest with 5 parts to it? That one? Yeah, I did that one as well. That one was hard. Well, feel like there was one part that was harder than the other 4 parts, but... Man, none of them were any slouch. To be clear. Well, one of them was very much like find the NPC and say hello after doing their quest, which I had done ages before. I'm dying a lot on like three particular spikes. Silksong is lovely. I'm having a hell of a good time with it. I think that it is very much like a shoo-in for Game of the Year, for like the top 3. Like, honestly, I was just when Bonanza came out saying like, oh man, Bonanza, this is like a sequel to 2 of my top 2 games of all time. It might be the new best game of all time. I don't know, let me think about it. Now I got Silksong, and I'm like, oh, god damn, this is a hard one. For Game of the Year, even. This is a hard question, just like, which is better this year? Silksong or Bonanza? And also worth noting that, yes, I know that Clair Obscura exists as well. Hades 2 is about to come out. Hades 2. That is a Game of the Year, Game of the Year contender. Probably for sure. Spoiler, this level is hard. Yes, I am getting that. I haven't quite confirmed it yet. We're getting there. Oh yeah, there was the new Resident Evil game at the Direct as well. Is it coming out this year? I don't know. I've only played a little bit of Resident Evil 2. And if I were to play a Resident Evil, it probably should be 2 or maybe 4. So, you know, I need to play those, so I wouldn't get a new one, I don't think. And it's hard to make time for older games unless I'm playing on my Retroid, and maybe I should do like Resident Evil 2 or Resident Evil 4 as like a stream, as like a full playthrough on stream one of these days. Maybe that'd be the move. I don't know. I think I'd rather do that than play it like old style. What if I did... Here's a question for y'all, Resident Evil heads. Would it be cool to go and do the original Resident Evil 4? I mean, on the GameCube? Would that version be worth... Would I enjoy that version, or would it be weirdly dated and weird? Would y'all enjoy seeing me play particularly that version? Or should I go get the remake and play the remake? I have a fancy thing to upscale my GameCube output to nice, crisp HD, so it'd be nice to use that, considering I paid a bunch for it. It's just, I have very seldom occasion to stream GameCube games, it turns out. Just very rarely. You bet you could beat this level first try? I would like to see that, Wario. I'd be impressed, I'll say that much. I think Silksong has a wonderfully good loop of just like, you beat a boss, and it feels like such a reward to get extra exploration. By exploring real well, you find another boss, and that itself feels like a reward as well. You know, alternating between the exploration and boss fights and side quests and all sorts of weird junk. It's just super, super solid and super, super dynamic and, ooh, just so damn good. Shard doesn't think he could ever beat this level. 5 last tries, let's go. I'll say Silksong also has a much better start than the first game. A much faster start, you know. And also, bleh. And also, I just think it's way better in general. I mean, I only played the first game once, so maybe I'm, like, forgetting how thrilled I was, like, once it really got going. But like, I think this is, like, a huge improvement, and just, like, a, you know, massive step up. I'll say, I think that, like, Silksong... I feel the way about Silksong, I think, the way people feel about Elden Ring, insofar as, like, it is massive, it is unbelievably massive. I can't believe, like, how many places I'm going in this game. It's gotta be, like, the biggest Metroidvania there's ever been. I don't know if that's true, but, like, it feels like it. It feels like it. Thank you for the level. We didn't beat it, Freddy. Let me go ahead and hit dismiss, and, get up the next one. Shard. Shard is up, and Shard is here. Thirsty, thirsty, thirsty. Prime 4 is 32 gig. That seems reasonable. I don't know. It's kind of a lot. Oh, he didn't mention she has a motorcycle now in Prime 4. I don't know what to make of that. I don't know if, like, a motorcycle is necessarily what I'm looking for, or, like, a big open area to drive around in a Metroidvania. I kind of more want just an interconnected world, maybe with a good, sophisticated fast travel system. Kind of curious if, I I mean, I'll say, like, one of the things with Metroid Prime 4 is I'm very interested to see if people make a randomizer for it. And, I'm very curious how that would go in a randomizer. I don't know. Hey, Hades 2 is 2 weeks from now. Oh my god, I'm looking forward to it. Hades 1 was my game of the year, as was many people's, I think, for that particular year. It was like 2020, right? I think it was far and away the winner, and I'm really fucking excited to see the new one. It's a roguelite that fucking rules. It has a great gameplay loop. It has great basic gameplay. Storytelling and writing is excellent, and just like the first game anyway has such a good sense of like every run you're getting new things, every run you're seeing new things, you're trying new things. It just keeps things fresh in a way that like basically no other roguelite, like precious few other roguelites have managed. Maybe like Blueprints, arguably also, though I feel like Blueprints gets a lot more mechanical, whereas like gets a lot more just feels like at a certain point Blueprints you're just struggling with the RNG and just trying your best to stay afloat and keep things going. Hades is just the gold standard in roguelites, I think. It has replaced Spelunky in that role, and Dead Cells, and probably a few other roguelites that I'm not thinking of at this very second. And I'm damned excited to see the sequel. 2 weeks, though. Man, we're gonna have to blow through Act 3 of Silksong, huh? Like, Silksong is just such a time hog, and such just like an attention grabber. You know, I've said on Tuesday, like, I cannot play Shinobi right now because Silksong has like killed all other games for me. Though I did play on my Retroid a little bit of Lego Star Wars 1, the first one, the prequel trilogy. Played a little bit of that. It's fine. Good for like when I don't want to think about anything. Warning, this level is long, let's do it. No problem, Chard. No problem, Chard. Okay. That's probably not what you were supposed to do. I need like the power up. Where's the power up? Oh, I see. I need to go up there. Oh, there it is. Let's do it. A little bit of SMM2 type nonsense. Oh, thank God that wasn't a problem. Yep, there we go. Very nice. Your level is short and easy. You feel like you came unprepared. Well, don't worry. Come the lightning round, it'll fit in just fine and maybe be, in fact, ideal. Don't worry, Wario. Things are gonna start moving, like, pretty soon. Honestly. Ooh. Oh! That's fine, then. Oh, okay. That would've fell down anyway. What was I saying? Hades 2 is gonna be fantastic. I'm really excited. I haven't touched any of the early access. I don't know what's up with it. I don't know if it, like, is really awesome. I hear people are hot on it. People sound... The hubbub I've heard sounds pretty positive. I don't know. Maybe it's great. I'm optimistic. I'm ready to... Yeah. I'm optimistic. I'm ready to play it. Hades 2, 2 weeks from now. I gotta fucking hustle on Silksong, and like Hades, you know, definitely was a big time sink back when it came out, you know, and it came out like middle of the pandemic, so you had time. You know, this isn't gonna work. What the fuck are we gonna do here? Die! Yeah, we need that mushroom. Oh, could we have gotten another mushroom somewhere or other? I don't know. Try to think about it next time. Hades 2 is gonna be a great time. I am just concerned for my schedule. You know what I mean? I'm just concerned for, like, my life. 2 big-ass games in a row. I'll say, Silksong. Silksong. Those indie games that jumped out of the way of Silksong, justified. They were correct. You don't want anything to do with Silksong, everyone. Just stay the fuck clear. Don't put out a game right now. 2 weeks from now? Man, that's pushing it, but, you know, if you're Hades, you can do that. Maybe don't put any games out within, like, you know, if all these indie games jumped out of the way of Silksong, consider also jumping out of the way of Hades as well. Famous big game, Hades. And you know, if anyone out there is like fuming, is like complaining about this crap, you know, basically, I saw apparently there was some complaining from some indie devs or something being like, you know, Silksong just came out of nowhere and now is, you know, messing up everything for everyone. It's like, well, they gotta come out sometime. So, like, just clear the way, I guess. I don't know. Snake regenerates if you go far left. I just did. Oh, and it just did regenerate. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oopsie daisy. I have another. Let's do another card. Shout out to Dinkum. Following a tough act to follow, and also for a dumb reason. This'll be a fast thing. Hey, y'all see, Dinkum? I think this is Dinkum? Yes. During the Nintendo Direct today, Nintendo announced, or showed a trailer of Dinkum. I just wanted to say, Dinkum Flicka. That's all. I thought it was funny. I was like, Dinkum? What kind of name is that? I don't get it. And then I thought Dinkum Flicka, which is a quote from The Office, and a good quote from The Office that we all like. We all love that scene. That scene's great. Not quite the same word, I guess, technically, but it's close enough. Anyway, that's it. I nearly had Dinkum in the list of, like, things what happened during that show, but then, you know, it turns out there were so many things it didn't fit, which is a good sign when you can't fit a joke into the summary card. You can't fit, like, oh, they showed off Dinkum. You forgot when and where that quote happens? It's when, here's the scene. Okay, let me just explain that scene from The Office. Daryl is asking Michael something. Michael has done something really stupid. And Michael responds, Dinkum Flicka. And then, Daryl talks to the screen, and he says, like, I taught Mike some you know, some black people terms, like, Dinkum Flicka, fleece it out, well, there are a bunch of them. You know, things us, you know, Daryl is black. Things we say is what Daryl says. And then it cuts back to the present, and he does like a goofy handshake, and he said, "Oh yeah, I also taught him a handshake." Funny bit. The joke, if you don't realize, is that these are not actual. They were not real. Dang, you really can't survive if you lose your shit. It's a very funny scene. I like it a lot. I mean, it helps that I just rewatched The Office, but I feel like if someone said Dinkum Flicka, I would remember. That's a reference I get. Never thought to add more power-ups? Gotcha. Ah! Keep getting hit. Ah! There we go. Whatever. You want to talk about something else? Let's talk about something else. Been playing Silksong. Let's talk spoilers. You know what? Let's wait. The lightning round is. You know what? Yes. I said we weren't going to talk spoilers, but like I lied a little bit because check this out. I have put together some good shit. Take a look at this. It's a thing that comes up that tells you the spoilers are happening. How's that? And you know, it's set up so that we can talk about everything that I've seen so far, where I am in the thing. I also have one for Bonanza, if we need it. Isn't that nice? That's a good spoiler warning. I think I like that more than the previous one, which was just like a thing that went along the bottom of the screen that I haven't really used in ages because, well, these days I'm at the bottom of the screen, and it doesn't really make sense for me to, you know, be covered by my own spoiler alert. That's weird. Let me make this attempt, and then we'll talk some spoilers. And I'll say, you know, I want to talk about moves. I want to talk about like boss fight encounters. You know, basically I finished Act 2 of Silksong, so I'm ready to just talk. I'm ready to just say things. And like, you know, I will do. Fuck off that guy. There we go, put that guy down there. Okay, that one's on fire. That one's good. All right. Let's very carefully fuck up immediately. Well, you'd have to... Wait, no. You could have totally jumped over that. Are we good? Can we get... Yeah. I will put the thing up, and I will remove it when we're done talking. Five last tries right now. Let's do it, and let's be fast and loose here. And I'll say, we will talk spoilers in between, then this level and next, the alert will be up during the whole thing, so you can mute and unmute when the alert goes away. It'll be nice and transparent. How about that? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Instead of using the snake block to do that shit, just throw a guy and then use the spring to get up. Beautiful! You made this level to torture someone? You can really tell. But, you know, a little bit of cheese alleviates that torture nicely. Oh, I wonder if I can do another cheese here. What if I tried just jumping? No, wait, you can't make it! Okay. Are we sure we can't jump that gap? Are we sure we can't jump that gap? I'm pretty sure we can't jump that gap. I'm like 80% sure. Like 80% sure that gap is unjumpable. You need the key coins? Oh, that's true as well. No cheese there. You need the key coins, that's unavoidable then. Ah. Nice cheese, nice cheese. If you got that spring into this area, you wouldn't be able to bring it all the way, I don't think. Or at any rate, it'd be pretty hard. Moderation. Go. Nice. Here we go. You may have to edit this old level to remove cheese. You do what you gotta do. I gotta go back. Oh, there's no way back. There's no going back once you get over there. Spoiler alert. Your air level is easy, but you will submit another one that'll be harder. Okay. You do whatever you want to do, Wario. Alright. Ah! Shit. Uh-oh. The shell's not moving. I really need it to move. You just delivered a thing with 3 seconds left? Dang, that's I'll ask. Let me just ask, 06i. Which route did you take? Did you go to the left or to the right? How did you get there? Without, you know, spoiling anyone, too much. I feel you can at least say that much. We'll talk about that, I'll say. We'll talk about that once the spoiler thing. Left? Gotcha. I went right. Oh crap, there was one there. Maybe I should have left that as a backup. Oh well. This is going to explode. Fuck off. This guy would explode anyway, so might as well get rid of him. Oh. Remove cloud for way back? Ah. That would do it. That would do it. 2 more tries. Let's do it. And then we'll move on to the next. And after the next level, we'll go to the lightning round. That's how we'll do it. We'll talk about the Silksong spoilies. And then we'll, spoilers. And then we'll, do the level. And then we'll start the lightning round. Oh, you would be able to get back if you removed a cloud before exiting. But wouldn't the shells fall down if there was no ground? Feel like that's a risk we'll have to take. Okay, it's moving so fast it'll not fall. Okay, okay. Oh, you know what? There's a mushroom waiting for us. Stay in it. You know, in line, stay in line, etc., etc. I wonder if you could jump off one of those shell guys, those spike tops, to get over here as a shortcut. Maybe. Those guys are funny. You can kind of jump off them. Ah. Okay. A bomb, don't be a dick. Here we go. Ah. If we had left that, we could have maybe done something, but nah. How far? How much remaining of this level is there? Clear time is 6 minutes. The world record is 6 minutes. Feel like we've done maybe 1 minute. You gotta go, JD. That's cool. Hey, you do what you need to do. Thanks for hanging out and such. I need my spring. Last try. Let's do it. And we'll do one more and then the lightning round will start. Yeah. Yeah. Whoop. Carefully, carefully. I am streaming on Twitch as well, that's correct. I stream on both. That's gonna be awkward. Gonna have to kick this shell, get it going. Then come back and get another mushroom and not go up here. Wait, unless the pipe was good and brought me somewhere I would like to be. It didn't do that. Thank you for the level. That's 12 minutes plus 5 last tries, as per is how this works. Thank you, Chard. Let me go ahead and hit dismiss and bring up the next level. Wario is up next. Very good, Wario. Spoiler time. Let's talk a little bit of spoilers. Here we go. Silksong. Spoilers! Man, it's such a good game. I want to talk about Act 2, the Citadel. Oh my god, like, the first half very much felt a lot like the original Hollow Knight, right? Huge, big progression through a lot of reasonably small areas, where each, like, has a lot of, like, cool enemies, boss fights, secrets, etc. And one map to find, that sort of thing. It felt like the castle was a big change of pace, because there were a lot more suddenly sub-areas, you know? Once you get into the Citadel, and it's just like, holy shit, it's just the Citadel. The whole area is the Citadel, and also the underground area as well. And then it's just like, you know, you realize pretty quick, like, okay, you're finding sub-areas and areas for, like, the White Ward or the you know, the Coral Chambers or the Clockwork Core and all this stuff in there. And it's like, oh, wow. Like, they just keep on squeezing more and more little areas. It very much felt like a Castlevania castle in the middle of this game that, you know, already has like a whole big fucking open world. It's like what if Order of Ecclesia's like various outside areas were actually connected to the castle at the end. That's sort of the vibe I get from Act 2. It was also really cool how it has a different fast travel system. It has, you know, a whole separate... It has a whole main mission based on going, like, to 3 particularly hard areas and doing whatever in there. I found it delightful. You know, the whole step to the second half, especially with how it started, at least for me. I'll say I went in through the blazing steps. So I went in past the last judge, which, by the way, took me a while to get done. Oh my god, last judge was hard. I will say, though, the first real boss of Act 2, which comes really fucking late, they really, like... It feels like Act 2, the areas are a lot bigger in Act 2. Like, each individual area is meatier and longer and less forgiving, which is amazing. And then also, like, the bosses are fewer and farther between, so when you get to one, it's a little more impactful. It's like, oh crap, it's boss time. It's been a while. The Cogwork Dancers, I think that's the best boss I've done so far. That was super, super fun. Let me take down the spoiler warning for a second. One second. Wario, are you listening? We've beaten this level before. Would you like to do a different level? I've beaten it. Look, beaten it. Right, says right there. Have I beaten it? This is from previous, right? How could that be? Oh, well, it's from last year. Okay. Should we do a different level, or would you rather me replay the same level? Please specify a level in chat. Okay, let's pull back up the Silksong spoilers. You can remute. Power-up sounds fun. Anyway, oh my god, it's so cool. I've been playing The Wanderer, as I said. That's my my crest of choice. I love it. It attacks so fast. I use the skull tool. You get that from the guy in the Hunter's Marsh, and it gives you an extra, like, final hit. Basically, it puts a skull on your last pip of health, and when you take fatal damage, it breaks, so you get, like, 1 extra hit at the end of your health, which is just so powerful, and I spend so much effort, like, making sure that doesn't break as long as possible, you know? Making sure to, like, okay, I gotta heal to make sure that I'm in the safe range. It feels so good. I don't know if you found this, 06i, but, there's a system called, or anyone else listening, there's something called a Vesti Crest, and I've gotten both of them, and they allow you to equip extra tools, blue and yellow, which means now I have, like, 3 blue equipped at one time, which is so good. You got the yellow one? Gotcha. Yeah, that's the one you get first. You get them, you know, it's based apparently on, like, how many expansion slots you use on your crest. Anyway, I equipped the skull, I equipped the fast one, the fast heal, and I think the healing 4 rather than 3 is my third. Though I'm definitely mixing it up based on, like, okay, I need some poison damage. Not sure how much good that does, but I might need it. Or I got this great one that's like a reserve spool. That one is really handy for maggots, because if you don't know what maggots are a mechanic where once you fall into a maggot-infested water, your health, your like magic meter, your silk meter gets covered in maggots. And okay, there's another code. Let's check and see which one that is. Your silk thing gets covered in maggots, and you have to do a heal to You have to do like a heal move to like unmaggot yourself. Let me type this in. And it's such a bummer because, like, oh my god, you know, I can't heal until I get a heal, and I need to get another heal before I can actually heal. But if you have a reserve spool, you can heal, and then you hit the button again to heal a second time, because you have a reserve spool in Hawk, which is just really powerful and really helpful for dealing with maggots especially. Apparently there's an item that, like, nullifies maggots for, like, 5 seconds, is what I've heard. 06i, I don't mind a little bit of spoiler myself. Where did you find that? I would like that. Jard, it's Silksong spoiler time right now. So if you want to avoid spoilers, best be mutant, you know? It is so cool. So many things to discover in the game. I'll say the delivery quests are kind of evil in a fun way. That's not how it is. It's OHF. OHF. The rasher, the courier's rasher. Oh my god. In the putrefied ducts, I got to there after the bile water. Can you go in there? I sort of thought it was a dead end and left. Can you actually do that area? Or do you have... I sort of was like, maybe this is an Act 3 thing, you know? I got the key, I got the thing. There's a way to go in there? Okay, I might look it up. I'll say I've been Googling a little. Whenever I don't know how to do something, it's like, I think I could go through there. What's up with the deal with that? There's starting to be resources for this game now. You know, when it first came out, you'd Google and be like, man, my fucking ant guy died. My ant shopkeeper died. What the fuck? And I Googled and I couldn't find shit. No one was talking about it. And now, like, days later, I bet there's all sorts of people on YouTube going like, this guy can die. And his items get sent to the guys that stole it from him. There's like a mini fight that you can do to get the boomerang thing. And I did that mini fight and I got the boomerang. I figured that out on my own. You know, that felt good. But also, it's nice to Google and be like, what is this courier's thing? And realize like, oh, you have to run through the entire world without taking damage too many times and within a minimum time limit to deliver the food to the thing, to deliver the food to, like, a posh bug who is looking for, you know, a meat to be delivered. And it's like, oh my god, this is kind of a grueling thing. You have to, like, run through the world, avoid damage, do it swiftly. Fortunately, I was able to find, like, the item that gives you, like, fast speed, which I didn't realize how you could get because I, at first, didn't realize that the needle in would open doors, but the needle in opens doors, so that's cool. The needle in opens doors, so that's really good. And I got that thing, and I managed to do the courier's rasher on like the 5th try. And now I'm working on the other ones, which turns out aren't timed, just based on getting hit, but I'll say, like, the one where you have to take the whatever it is, and you have 3 hits all the way to, like, the ice area, Mount Fay. Ooh, that's gonna be hard. Mount Fay was fun, though. I thought that was a really great area, and oh my god, I can't believe the double jump is also a Varia suit. That is incredible, and really cool, and, getting used to the double jump. Any more spoiler thoughts about Silksong? That High Halls fight that you have to do. Oh my god, that kicked my ass so many goddamn times. Oh my god, I feel like that was the hardest thing the game has asked for me. Once you get past the first big guy, it's like you think it's over, but then it keeps going, and then eventually it spawns like 2 big guys at once. Oh my god, I got to those 2 big guys so many times before I cleared it. You know, I honestly could go through most of that fight by the end, like, pretty cleanly. Get to the final 2 guys with, like, full thing, and, like, you know, axes for days, and still just struggle through it. The others... Eventually managed it. Felt really good. I'll say, a great thing about a boss fight like that where you bang your head against it for a while is that you can go anywhere else. It's a big open world. There's so many other possibilities. Like, I definitely, like, left there and went and found, like, extra mass, better tools to get me through, you know, upgrades of various sorts before getting back there and doing it, and then going on to do the final two things in the game, you know, bad ending style, and getting through quite nice and cleanly. Like, honestly, I think the final boss took like 2, maybe 3 tries. Lots easier than the High Halls fight against a bunch of fucking dudes. Yeah, yeah. I think that's all I wanted to say about Silksong, spoiler-wise. I think I might put a timestamp in the VOD right here, right before the Silksong spoilers, in case anyone is, like, hungry for the spoilers. Any spoiler questions before we move on? Like, 06i, do you have anything to hit me with as far as, like, quests, as far as, like, other such things? There's been some real cool shit. Where do you get the 5th crest? Oh, that's the architect's crest. You get it by buying the architect key from the robot in the Underworks, and you need 25 tools to do that. It's an alright crest. It has, like, 3 equipable tool slots. I'll say, for what it's worth, you know, I've been using the Wanderer. The Wanderer gets one tool that's a attack. I don't really use tools that much as attacks, honestly. Like, I might use one if it's, like, particularly good in a boss fight. Like, there was the optional boss fight in the white ward. I use the saw for that because it just hits that guy, like, bang, 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 you know, a bunch of times as it, like, runs through him because he's so wide and low to the ground. Like, that seems, at least from what I can tell, uneducated style, really good. Other thoughts. Game's fucking cool. Game's fucking good. I'm trying to get enough fleas to unlock Act 3, and also if there's any other quests I need to do, I think I need to do the remaining delivery quests as well before I unlock Act 3. But, like, you know, I'll be working on that this weekend, I think. I've been playing it on my Retroid some, because I got the Xbox version, because I got it off Game Pass, and I am way too late to switch to Switch now. Way too late. Can't be done. Maybe I'll get the Switch version eventually, and maybe even the PC versions if they make a randomizer with the PC version, but for the time being, I'm having a great time, and, goddamn, I think this might be one of the best games ever. I think this might be one of the best games ever. I'll say this, if I get to Act 3, I have no idea what's in Act 3, by the way. If I get to Act 3 and it's as big as Acts 1 or 2, my god, I'm gonna be so thrilled. Like, if this is like an inverted castle type shit, where it's like all of a sudden there's another 10 biomes, like either under all that shit or to the side or something, like, my god, I'm gonna be thrilled. I'm super excited to find out what the deal is. I really hope it's not just like, you know, no new areas in the 3rd act. Sorry. It really sounds like, you know, the way it was talked about when this game came out, right? That, like, oh, you know, the developers just, like, continued to add more and more to the game until it was massive. And that's how it took 7 years. And I think that really shows from my experience with the first 2 acts. And, like, if they took, like, 2 extra years to add, like, a 3rd act that was just as big, and, like, you know, 10% of people see it, you know, because it's hard as hell to get to, like, my god, that is amazing. And, of course, like, the first 2 acts that I played, it's like 50 hours of content. That is also amazing. I loved it. Such a delight. Yeah. Okay, that's Silksong spoilers. Silksong spoilers are done. Let's, folks, let's start the lightning round. I think it's time to start the lightning round. I said I would do it before, I would do it after Wario's level, but, you know, if I'm doing timestamps, if I do a timestamp for the spoiler time, and then I do a timestamp for the lightning round, it's simpler just to have one timestamp rather than like, oh, one extra level outside the lightning round, and then the lightning round. That's silly. That said, like, hey, it's time for the lightning round. What is that, you ask? Well, during the lightning round, I will have 5 tries to beat each level that comes my way, 5 tries refreshing at checkpoints, and 7 under various different circumstances, such as the first level of the night in the lightning round, levels with clear rates under 1%, and super worlds. Those are the 3 conditions wherein we get bonus heads, and they come in all sorts of fun forms, as you can see there. Look at that fun roulette full of fun things. I'm gonna hide it from myself so I can't see, and I'm gonna hit stop, and it's Peach. Let's go. Wario being the first level of the lightning round gets the bonus heads. Hell yeah. I should take a break and refill my water. I've been drinking a lot this stream. You know, water. This one is horrible for 5 tries. I don't know, man. 3% isn't that bad. I've seen and beat worse. I beat worse, right? Like, I've beaten some ones that have 1% clear rates, correct? Right? I'm pretty sure I have. That's happened. It might be hard, but we're gonna do our fucking best here, as we always do. Listening to the beeps, all nice and careful. So far, so good. You don't think we have to, like, dig... No. We go through the box. Okay, I'm gonna give up a fire flower here. Okay. Nah. A little bit of difficulty makes it fun. Let me say. Adds a little bit of good tension. Wait. Huh? How? Long jump, baby? We have 7 tries, actually, Wario. On account of you're the first. Let's give it another try. We got it this time. I wasn't sure that would work, the long jump would work. I don't know, it looks pretty far to me. Wait, no! I got a little clever there, bingo. Threw Pikmin at me. I got a little clever there, comma, everybody. Including bingo. Man, let me just say, again, how are you supposed to take that jump without doing damage? I have no idea. Not the jump that I died on that was obvious, where I just shouldn't have made that jump. The previous one. I really don't know. Let's see if we can find out. I'll say one more time with Silksong. You should play it. Everyone should play it. It is up there with my current game of the year, Bonanza, and I am having a hard time. It is gonna be competitive between that and between that and Bonanza. Yeah, I think you need to go over there. I think there's no way but going over, unfortunately. I, for one, heartily recommend Silksong. How's the Bonanza DLC? That's a good question. Effectively answered by my next card. Is that what it says? Is that card about the Bonanza DLC? Yes, good, okay. I had my things positioned weirdly because of spoilers. I played a little bit of the Bonanza DLC. Just a little bit, though. I played, like, one Emerald Rush. That's the new mode they had, Emerald Rush. I'll say, like, before I ran off to work, I loaded it up for, like, 2 seconds and just looked at it and was like, oh, yeah, that's DK Island. And explored for, like, a minute. And then I said, I have to go to work. I have to leave. It's, you know, I'm no longer hybrid. This isn't a work from home day. I gotta go. Which was very unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? But when I got home, I did one quick round of the thing. One quick round of the thing. Of Emerald Rush. Which, I'll say, ironically, I don't think that Donkey Kong Island is a great... I don't think that Donkey Kong Island is a great place to do Emerald Rush. There's a simple reason, which is that it's kind of small and there's no enemies. It is a great, very cool place, you know, very reminiscent of, like, you know, the end of Mario Odyssey, where you go back to Mushroom Kingdom, and it's like, oh shit, Mushroom Kingdom. It's just like that. Oh shit, Donkey Kong. And like, hang on. Minor Bonanza spoilers. Which, you know, it's been like 2 months. Is it time to just start openly talking? I thought it was really surprising and cool that they literally, like, opened the Bonanza DLC trailer on a shot of Gangplank Galleon. And, like, there's a little Gangplank Galleon in there, and you can go around and, you know, see... You can go and see, like, Spoilers, don't look. Statues. I got 3 statues, one of them being Claptrap. Apparently there was like there were like real claptraps inside the claptraps. How about that? And yeah, there's the Gangplank Galleon. Took some pictures of that. And look, I saw this morning. That's the ending thing from from Donkey Kong Country 2. They put the ending thing in there. That's just a really nice collection of Easter eggs, I think. Really nice collection of Easter eggs. Okay, that's enough Bonanza spoilers. And also, it really wasn't that much of it. What are these pictures you're staring at unmuted? The stream? Gotcha. You should finish Bonanza. It's probably, you know, what Nintendo did today, I'll say, was real damn close to, like, just spoiling it themselves. Like, kind of tantamount. But also, they did walk the line just so. Like, You're halfway done? Yeah, I would recommend finishing. Another person that I've known for a long time who, like, only plays Donkey Kong games as, like, a rule, and also they run a Donkey Kong fan site, just got to the ending. It just got to the ending just recently. And, my god, I can't believe they weren't spoiled. Like... I tried the long jump, it didn't work! Maybe you're supposed to have another thing ready to go. Maybe we were supposed to not burn our mushroom earlier on. Maybe we were supposed to damage boost the rest of the way. I don't know. That was really interesting, Wario, in this level. It didn't look hard, But that one part is just like it gets you. It gets you. Yeah, yeah, I know someone who also was playing it really slow. They got to the big bits just recently, and like, very happy for them. By the way, there's a cheese that you found out. There's a cheese? I feel like yeah, that'd be nice. Maybe next time we'll use the cheese and get through. In your level? Gotcha. Gotcha. Let's go ahead and hit dismiss and bring up the next one. Anyway, on the Bonanza DLC, I think it seems good. It's a cool mode that adds like a more advanced version of like the Luigi thing, where like you run around each level destroying things, and it gives you like random abilities and random perks. I'm not sure how to feel about it yet, considering like the first Donkey Kong Island doesn't have any enemies on it, and I feel like without any difficulty, it's kind of an awkward thing. But like, I'm sure like once I do the second level that has enemies and stuff on it, and like is larger than, is like a little bit treacherous, and I'll have a little bit of a challenge, I feel like then I'll have a better idea about like how it is and how it proceeds and how it feels. Hey, Bingabo. Oh, you're already on the Twitch side, now you're on the YouTube side, I see. Excellent. Cool. Very good. Oh, and Jumper, please confirm. Jumper. Jumper TF. I am not sure about it so far. I really do like the DK Island. I personally would always pay for it, even if it was just DK Island. And I think this new mode is also pretty promising and pretty cool. I feel like this is the sort of thing where you really wish they could have gotten it into the base game, honestly. Like with Odyssey, where it had the Mario thing at the end, the Mushroom Kingdom, but it is also nice as DLC, and I'm kind of surprised they even did DLC, considering, like, yeah, you know, Odyssey didn't have any. I definitely had some theories where, like, you know, minor spoilers, mute again, if you care to. Mute. I definitely was, like, theorizing a little bit that, like, I was theorizing a little bit like, ooh, it'd be really cool if you could, I'm gonna say it, get muted, people who haven't finished. It would be really cool if you could play as K. Rool. It'd be really cool if you could, like, have a area additional content where the Kremlings were around, you know, and, in Kremling form. But, hey, there's trophies of the Kremling, so that's cool. That's cool. Get the Bonanza thing down. They also announced DLC before Pokemon releases. Yeah, I thought that was really weird. Definitely a big Lego. Ah! Game's not out yet. What are you doing? You're announcing paid DLC before it comes out? Ah! And also that it'll be $30. Like, that was like the least appealing pitch I've ever seen, I think. Excellent. Jumper is here. The clear rate is well above 1%. We get 5 tries. Let's go. It's a remake of a ROM hack level. Interesting. Very cool. I definitely think that, like, the Nintendo Direct, I think, was great. There's definitely some stuff in there that is a little objectionable, I guess, insofar as, like, yeah, you're charging $100 for the thing. I will buy that, by the way. I will buy the, fuck, ass, motherfucker. I am absolutely going to buy that, you know, whatchamacallit, the Virtual Boy thing. I'm buying that. The real one, not the cardboard one. I don't think I can show it on stream because, you know, I can't capture the screen while, you know, it's not feasible. It doesn't work like that. But I'll mess around with it off stream, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, that price is pretty high. I feel like you can explain that a little bit with, like, tariffs and all that. But, like, oh man, just announcing the DLC and just going like, and yeah, it's paid DLC. Yeah, checkpoint refreshes our heads. Let's go. Announcing that DLC and then saying like, announcing that DLC and saying like, oh, there's the two new Raichu Mega Evolutions, and you're just like, I don't care. I really don't care. That is not an appealing way to sell me a thing. What the hell is it even? I don't know. Why does it have to be an extra thing? You can't put these special Pichus in there early? Oh my god, we're doing very poorly. One try left. We gotta be really fucking good. I am somewhat concerned. Maybe I shouldn't be. This is going amazingly. This is going amazingly. There's the ending. What the stuff? Ah! There was a wall. Ah. Oh boy. Oh boy. Thank you, Jumper, for the level. I hope you appreciate that sometimes the lightning round is very, very funny. And I think that humor is worth the trade-off of not being able to complete every level that comes our way. And also it keeps things moving in a very funny, in a very good way as well. You feel free to resubmit if you want to do. Thank you. Hit and dismiss. And let's go ahead and go to the next one. 06I. Lovely. Lovely. Ooh. I feel like the jury is still out on Donkey Kong DLC, but I bought it, and I would have, I never wouldn't have done. They should have included it as part of expansion pack, but what are you gonna do? I pre-ordered an orange iPhone 17 Pro Max, but it'll be a while until it arrives, unfortunately. Yeah, so right before the Direct, I went and put in the thing to, like, order the phone, you know? I ended up waking up a little bit early, a little bit before the Direct, and I said, like, okay, I have a minute. I actually had, like, I'll say, if you're wondering, I went with the, let me find that. Here we are. I went with the iPhone 17 Pro Max. I'm going with the Pro Max for the first time. Never had the Pro Max before, so that's going to be brand new for me. Going to be a bigger phone than I've ever had, and it'll be arriving like 3 weeks from now, apparently. I guess by waiting like an hour after pre-orders started, I ended up like getting on a queue. That means that pre-order, it'll come like a few weeks after pre-orders start shipping, which is kind of a real big fucking bummer. I feel like, you know, hey, Nintendo fucking got these things all out on day one. What the hell? And I'm kind of disappointed in Apple because of that, but whatever, man. I don't know. I'm still excited about it. I'll say, like, I was talked about it a bit on Monday, or on Tuesday, on the Tuesday stream, basically saying, like, yeah, it seems like a real iterative, like, iteration on the phones, and because I have an iPhone 14 Pro, so I'm like 3 years out of date, it is just for me the time to upgrade, so whatever they had this year, I would be upgrading. Also, 17 is sort of a lucky number for me. I was born on May 17th, so I consider it to be somewhat of a very lucky, nice number. Also, it has a 7 in it. 7 is a lucky number. For me, 17 is equally lucky. And, yeah, no, I had to get it. Had to do it. And now I have, and it'll be here in 3 weeks. I will say, definitely after that stream, I went and listened to a good number of, like, tech people, you know, reviewers, technical people, iPhone covers, and they were basically explaining the ways in which, like, you know, I came out of that Apple event going like, man, they are really fucking talking a lot of shit. Like, they are just blowing this way out of proportion, being like, this is the biggest iPhone upgrade we've ever done. It has a bigger battery. It has the biggest battery we've ever done. It has the most cooling than we've ever had. And it's like, yeah, it seems like you've really knocked it out of the park as far as those two aspects go. But you're never going to have less cooling or less battery than the previous generation. That's never going to happen in any of these years. You know, that's never going to be the thing. So every year is, in theory, the best year for iPhone. This feels weird. Feels like it's a little bit slow, laggy. I don't know. It looks right, but also it feels subtly off. Is something subtly off here? Or is that just my imagination? Strange Gravity is the name of this level. Yeah, something is weird, gravitationally speaking. What? We were in place the whole time? Or, huh? I don't know what's going on. Are we gonna be, like, sideways? What the hell? It seems like we're moving really fast now. It feels like we're slowing down a whole bunch. This is kind of trippy. Maybe is it trippy for y'all or only trippy for me? I feel like it's... Wow! 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 I'm jumping way too fucking high. Wow! Oh my god! You see how high I just jumped? That was really very weird. Now what's up with this room? What's up with here? Okay, now it's like resisting left-right style. Fuck! Shit. Yeah, this is a neat effect, I agree. Very neat, 06i. Thank you. Hello, Flying Waluigi. I saw you as a baby today, Flying Waluigi. Or is that regular Waluigi baby? Would it be a different baby for a Flying Waluigi? I don't know. This just don't feel right. This just don't feel right at all. Imagine it like going through a fast elevator. Oh, I understand what it's probably doing behind the scenes. Moving back and forth without, you know, up or down without without like letting the player on. It's a great effect. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. So anyway, let me hit complete and bring up the next one. Freddy, who just said nice try before the next level. Before the last level. Before this level. Very good. Freddy's here. Excellent. I'll say I definitely heard people talking about more details that I really didn't pick up on during the Apple event, which, to be fair, I was watching on my lunch break, you know, whilst doing things like eating a Subway sandwich, driving at some points, doing things of that nature. They were saying things like, oh, the front-facing camera is a lot more advanced now. It has a much bigger sensor, and also it has a square sensor, which makes it so that it can, like, when you're taking, like, a selfie, it can switch to, like, a landscape view and, like, zoom out so that it includes, like, everyone in, like, a group selfie if you want to take a group selfie without going like this, you know? You don't have to go like this to take a selfie anymore. That seems pretty cool, actually. And the flexibility that implies is just pretty neat. What the fuck else? You watch the videos and it's just like, oh, there's like a half dozen things that are actually pretty legit about the new hardware beyond just like, you know, oh, it's a nicer case, tougher, better battery, better cooling. All these things are going to be really good, and they honestly do address issues that I have with my current iPhone 14 Pro, which is, yeah, the battery is atrocious. The heating situation, sometimes it gets really hot. If the vapor chamber helps with either of those things, that's great. I feel like there were a couple more things that the tech people were saying, but I watched those videos on Tuesday, and my head has been filled with thoughts of Silksong. You know, I can't think of nothing else but Silksong right now. Honestly, it's very distracting. There was another thing that was distracting. Let's not talk about it. It feels like that story is basically kaput already. Everyone's suddenly lost interest. It's cool though. Let's move on. I agree. You know. Well, we don't have to talk about what happened a few days ago. It's done. Who cares? I don't really care. I'll be honest. I really don't. But Silksong, man. Silksong, man. I can't stop thinking about Silksong. That's the thing. That's the thing. I can't remember what else the new iPhone has. Really nice screen, really nice front-facing camera. It has the iconic plateau, which is just like a camera bar instead of a camera bump. That seems weird to me, but whatever. I guess it's good. I guess that's a good thing. It's got a button for a camera. That's not new. It's got a button for a hotkey for like a macro. That's also not new. It's got antenna stuff around the phone bump thing. Ooh, this level is very hard. That means we get bonus heads. That's smart. I don't know, man. I think that there are some really cool things about it, but you'd have to go to like a tech YouTuber that actually like pays attention year over year. I just hope that like after... Ooh, god damn. What? How? What? I just hope after like I think it's better to be careful here. Fucking hell! How careful was that? Really? We have 99 seconds, but it is 1-1. And 1-1 is... Fuck! Not that long. So... Caution. Maybe should be the order of the day. Line it up, and watch out for spikes! I didn't get hit that time. Ah! Carefully, carefully, carefully. I just want to get past... Fucking hell! I just want to get past the first moments of 1-1. Coincidentally, this is 40 years old. This bit right here. Is this 1-1? Kind of looks like 1-1, but actually, it's not quite like 1-1. It's like 1-1, but it's kind of wrong. I mean, obviously, it's kind of wrong. What? Shit, that went fast. We got past that bit, though. Thank you, Freddy. That was really very hard. Let's look at that. Can we look at, like, the full map? Yeah, this is a 1-1, yeah. Yeah, so there's the big boo shit to jump over. I guess you just jump right over it. Just full speed, jump, don't doubt, and then pull back when you get there. It looks like you have to go over in that spot. And maybe then go through that little gap, land on the brick, and then jump over to the ground below. Then carefully hit all three of those fuckers and the one above before the final bit, which is just low jumps with saws over. Low jumps with saws over. Then there's some bullshit on the second of the pyramid things. And some more bullshit. And then, yeah, the ending also looks like hell. There we go. Thank you, Freddy. Let me go ahead and hit dismiss and bring up the next one. Very good. I'm looking forward to that iPhone arriving. It'll be a while, though. It'll be some time, let me say. I got like 5 cards left, so we will, I think, be wrapping up relatively soon at this point. I think we will maybe go to last call soonish, but maybe after a few more cards. Speaking of, what do you think there are more of? Lives saved by people by the Apple Watch, or lost from people looking at their iPhones? I was thinking about this after the Apple event, where they have the whole iPhone the Apple Watch hard sell, where they bring up like the 5 people who are like, oh, my watch told me there was something weird going on. I went to the doctor, and that probably saved my life. And, a couple people saying basically that. I gotta imagine the stats are not that, not that great. I bet you, like, most of the people who end up getting their lives saved by Apple Watches end up in ads for Apple Watch. Like, I don't think there's that many people. Oh, by the way, Flying Waluigi. Has Flying Waluigi been chatting? Oh, Flying Waluigi just submitted this. Perfect. Okay. That's good enough for me. They give that whole hard spiel about, like, oh, Apple Watch can save your life, and that's why you should wear it. I have an Apple Watch. I wear it because it's nice and it tells the time and lets me do things like remind me to do some shit tomorrow. And it added it. That's not a good reminder. I'll remember. I'll remember that that's bullshit. Can I just do, like, cancel that last reminder? Okay, that's not great. She just said, if you didn't hear, she said, sorry, I can't help with that. Whatever. It's just kind of convenient to have it on my wrist, be able to, like, tell the time, do notifications and all that stuff. And also, I like the sleep tracking as well. That's been interesting, at least. I mean, I don't know that it's helped with, like, sleeping habits, but I at least know now, like, yeah, I've got, like, 4 hours of sleep some nights, 3 hours some nights. That's not good. You want at least 5 to 7. 5 to 7 is ideal. In my experience, for me, I don't know. I don't tend to... I will always trade Silksong for sleep, is the thing. I will always trade Silksong for sleep. And, that gets in the way of sleep, it turns out. And that's part of why I'm so tired tonight. But, yeah. I gotta figure, between lives saved by the Apple Watch and lives lost by people carelessly looking at their phones in the middle of traffic, I betcha the people dying in traffic way outnumber the people who find out that their heart is no good because the Apple Watch detects it. Or that the Apple Watch says, oh my god, you're spending so much time in loud areas. Get out of there! Get out of there! You're gonna have your ears damaged permanently! And you go like, no, it's cool, Apple Watch. Just me. I talk really loud. I was yelling at the time for comic effect. That you don't have to alert me. That's not a concern. I actually had to do that to my watch. I had to be like, okay, 80 decibels? No. Alert me at 100 decibels. Thank you, Apple Watch. Because I'm a loud motherfucker. It's true. It was on stream. It wasn't as funny as I thought it was, though, because I was literally yelling into my watch to make a point. It turns out it wasn't like a spontaneous thing where, like, I was talking and then the watch did a thing. It was literally me testing it. So, not as funny as I thought it was, like, remembering it poorly, turns out, but, yeah, gotta watch out for that. Anyway, I just thought that was a fun thing to think about. Let's do this level. A fun question to push back on some of the fucking douchiness of the Apple event. I definitely feel like that's a problem that Apple has now, which is just that, you know, they don't got Steve Jobs anymore. And the people they do got, they're not like, they're not passing the sniff test as far as, like, being not full of shit. Like, you listen to them and you're just like, oh, you're kind of full of shit, aren't you? Like, could you be a little less full of shit? Like, could you just be a little more normal? If you were a little more normal, maybe I would just, like, take you out at your word when you say, like, oh yeah, this is the best iPhone there's ever been, and we're not just saying that so that the stockholders will, like us. You know, we're not just saying that because we need everyone to buy one or else it's gonna be a whole thing. You know, we actually mean it this time. I don't know. Feel like you need to wait until the tech people start saying it, and then you can trust it. Whereas, like, Steve Jobs said something, you fucking believe him because he was Steve fucking Jobs, and he spoke with, like, authority, and, like, with, you know, you got the impression he knew what the fuck he was talking about, and he was on the level, understood what things were shit and needed improving, and would happily, like, say, like, oh, it's shit how it works now, right? Like, it works like this now, and that sucks. It should work like this, and this is how it now works with the new thing. Like, that's a much better sell than just, like, and it has a bigger thing than the last time. A bigger thing than ever. It's like, you're not saying, like, oh, Apple iPhone has been horrible on battery, even though sometimes it has been. You know, because they're still selling the previous models, or at least the 16s. So they don't want to say that, but they do want to try to make it sound really good and flowery and I think they need to get some better like spokespeople, I guess. I don't know. And maybe cut a little bit of the faff now and again. Oh no, you need every single little thing. Well, it's fine. I had no idea, I'll say, watching that Apple event, I had no fucking idea that the iPhone Air was new. I just thought it was like, oh yeah, you do like that sort of thing. There was an iPad Air. I guess there was an iPhone Air. I sort of just saw that and was like, oh yeah, iPhone Air, whatever. New generation of that too, huh? Okay. Turns out that's the first time they've had an iPhone Air. Could have fooled me. I had no idea. Very good level. Very cool obstacle course. That was fantastic. Flying Waluigi. Hope you don't mind. I was talking about iPhones throughout it. I'm always excited for new hardware. You know, whether it be the iPhone or the AYN Thor or, you know, whatever. I guess those are the two hardware things that I have in my life right now coming up hot and fresh. I'm excited for both, and I wish they would arrive sooner than like a month from now. I'm kind of bummed that I'll have to wait a month for like both of them. I wanted an iPhone like next week, damn it. Anyway, thank you. I'm hitting complete. You're working on a Naftabluke one? That's very cool. I like Naftabluke from, you know, what that game is. Undertale. Undertale's fucking great. Let's play this level by 06i. Do another card. I think I got like 4 left. Is that right? Let me check my things. Have y'all seen how many polls and posts YouTube has now? I don't know if this is like the kind of thing where they flip the switch and like it's like for specific people. The queue is now like this, the feed is now like this. But my god, when I'm scrolling YouTube on my phone right now, there's like so many polls and like Tumblr style posts. Or it's not just like channel updates and things like, oh, you know, I'm sick, the video is delayed, that sort of thing. It's literally people posting memes and jokes and Twitter type stuff onto YouTube, and I just see that and go like, man, like, shorts, I feel like shorts were a bit of a process of like us all getting used to them and being like, you know what, I'm fine sometimes with like a minute-long piece of content. I'm okay with that. I don't mind seeing it now. But at the very least, shorts were videos, and posts and polls are not videos. And what's worse, sometimes they will just not go away. Like, I'll say there was one poll that I was actively avoiding because it was like, okay, it's like a, you know, a like, what's the word? Interaction farming thing where it's like, oh, you know, what is pi? Parentheses pi. And there's a couple answers there. It's like a quiz question. And it's just like, I don't subscribe to this person. Why? And like when I click the three bubbles, the three buttons, there's no option that says like, don't show me this. But I keep seeing it like day in, day out in my feed. And I'm just maddened by it. Like, what the hell, YouTube? Like, at the very least, you need to have a button that's like, don't recommend content by this person or something, just to get it off my goddamn thing. Or like, don't show as much like this, you know, maybe not. I maybe shouldn't be so drastic as to just, you know, hide someone's channel on the basis of a post or poll. But, you know, it's just like, man, I just don't want to see stuff I have no interest in on YouTube, you know? And it's just maddening. I find it maddening. I don't know. I've seen no one talking about this. I have no idea if it's like an A/B test thing, but I do know that the posts and polls that are like floating around my feeds seem like they have a lot of like votes on them. So maybe people are voting on them for them to go away. Or maybe, you know, they actually are engaging in liking them. I don't know. It's hard to say what the feeling is on those because I see no one talking about them, but I'll say I'm quite annoyed by them and I wish they'd stop. Okay. Different kind of complaining about YouTube on this stream. A lot of that, you know, all the time. You know, things, creators complaining about the way that YouTube is for creators. I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about the way it is as a user. Wrong code? Wrong code. Do you want to substitute a different code? Is that a 5 or an S? That's a 5, right? Will this not work? Maybe that's an S. Oh. Just wrong code overall? Okay, I will try the one that you recommend. Okay, cool. This one looks familiar. I feel like I've seen J-I-N, J1N today. Also, these 3 letters. Oh, damn it, I copied some from the chat and some from the bottom bar. I am too used to looking at the bottom bar and not chat for codes. That's why it's always on screen, because it's very convenient to get the code. Well, that, and it helps people in the VOD find the level if they so please. Let's rock and roll frog hop. Let's go. And the clear rate is well above 1%. This is as many lives as we get. Let's go. Let's do it. This is a rhythm game. I have to jump, break these, but not go up there, or else I'll be well and fucked. But this is cool. This is good. Let's do it. What song is this? Let's rock and roll. I do accept Super World's cornball, albeit one level at a time. But feel free to put in one level at a time, and eventually, if you tune in enough times, we'll We'll get through it. It's been done, I'll say. People have done it. I stream every Friday. Around the same time. Bah. Difficult. We got 2 tries left. Let's make them count. Let's make them happen. Dang it. That 3 1 in a row, the one that's 3 in a row, that's been getting me every time. Last try, let's do it. Does this sound right, like syncing-wise? My eyes are fucking... What's the word? Zoning out. Unfocusing here. But I'm winning. I appear to have done it. Gotten to the end. Checkpoint. That refreshes our lives. Let's go. Let's do it. Once we got past that... Oh my god. 3. That 3-er. It was smooth sailing. Bah! We can do this. We can do this. Bah! Ooh. Thinking. I probably have like 3 cards left. Do last call. Let's do a nice short stream. What time is it? Have a nice short stream tonight. And hey, more time for Silksong. Fuckity fuck. It's like 8:40. Yeah, let's wrap up. I'll say this level and this level and the next level and then last call. Okay? Does that sound fair? Does that sound good? Dang. That we got through the first half clutch wise, but second half a struggle. One second, let me make sure that everything is good. It's probably good. Let's do the next one. I'm gonna go ahead and hit dismiss and bring up the next level. Dismiss. Freddy is up next. Alright, Freddy, you are here. Let's go. 06i, anyone else, feel free to get in another level. Do you all see the world through the lens of social media? I was watching a random video yesterday. A random video that is very much just like, oh my god, people do not know how to act in public anymore. Basically, it was like one of those react videos where they take a bunch of like random TikTok videos and string it into a larger narrative of like, look, this is how people are now. Look at this. Look, they're talking in theaters. They're doing this crap. They're doing that crap. And I feel like watching that, it's horrifying. It's like watching a train wreck, you know? It's like, oh my god, all these things that people are doing and like not realizing is weird. It's just horrifying, and maybe that's part of the appeal of TikTok and all that. But I gotta step away from that and say, TikTok is not a reflection of real life, insofar as, you know, it is very easy right now to find weirdos and see them doing weird things and say, oh my god, that's society, that's everyone. Where in reality, it's just that some people are weird, and they always have been. The thing I was thinking about as I watched that video and, sat back for a second and said, like, what do I think about it? I said, like, I thought about Kramer, right? Kramer in Seinfeld is based off a real person. There's a real Kramer walking around there. And if you saw, like, a TikTok of Kramer, let's say there was TikTok in the 80s, and Kramer went viral, the real Kramer, you might be driven to the impression, if you just saw, like, dozens of Kramers, back in the 90s, back at the day, you'd be under the impression the 90s were full of Kramers. And, that would be a crazy way to look at society. To say, like, oh man, everyone's a Kramer. There's just a million Kramers running around. What the hell? It's like, no, no, no. It's just that some people are weird, and social media makes it really easy to find them, and in fact rewards, bubbles them to the surface out of some, like, sheer, like, sense of everyone wants to see this weird thing, go like, oh my god, what the hell is that person thinking? They know that does engagement, they know that does numbers, so, the algorithm likes it. So I think that just gives a real skewed vision of reality. I gotta imagine, like, even in a regular theater, which I'll say I don't go to theaters that often, even in a regular theater, probably most people aren't talking. If they are talking, go and complain to the theater staff, and they should kick them out. That's how it works. That's how it always has worked, and that's how it will continue to work. Like, it's not complicated. It's not. It's definitely worrisome. It's definitely the thing that you watch and go like, oh my god, things are crazy out there. But it's like, you're just collecting anecdotes and assuming that the anecdotes reflect everyone, whereas, no, it's just that some people have weird experience, have things that are weird about them. And honestly, maybe that's always been true. Maybe people always had weird things about them, but they were more likely to keep it hidden in the past, more likely to, for it not to spread beyond their friend group. I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts about that. I feel like that has just been... What's the clear rate here? I didn't see. That has definitely been something that's probably really low, isn't it? That has been something I've been thinking about. It is really low recently. That is some content I've just ended up consuming. And I feel like, man, it's just such a weird thing. Like, just watching those videos and going like, oh my god. It's just like a window into the TikTok community and just going like, just astonished by what I'm seeing. And I just have to step back and go like, it doesn't reflect reality. It doesn't. You see pictures, videos of, like, people being really, really behaving badly while traveling the world. I'll say, I spent 3 weeks, vacationing in Japan last year. You know how many people I saw being, like, disruptive and weird? Like, 0. Like, no one. Like, it's not a real thing. It's overrepresented on TikTok. It is just, or maybe on YouTube as well, to a certain extent. Maybe vis-a-vis TikTok. It is not reality. It is not reflective of reality. Most people are cool and chill, I think. Most people are not out for it, What the hell is this? Is another one of these. How many of these are there, Freddy? There's so many of these. With the spikes and the ooh-ha. I guess this is just for practice, huh? Well, I want to clear the level, and not practice to clear the level, so let's just play the game. Oh, and we have all the time in the world in this one, so we can really just, like, be careful about it. Fuck! We can, but we don't have to be. I mean, we should. Bah! It's really hard. This one's just really hard. What was that? That was a fucked up jump. I like it. You need to do is use jump indicators, like jump halfway into the question block or something, and then always do that. Yeah, you need like a repeatable pattern, like, oh, jump right here. Jump right there. Not right there, but you know what I mean. Somewhere that works. That would help. We're out of tries. And we were before I did that last jump, so that was like a bonus. Thank you, Frankie. Let me go ahead and hit dismiss. Tell you what, let's go to... Tell you what, let me do Turkatron. Let's do Turkatron, and then we'll go to last call. Yeah, we'll do Turkatron, and then we'll go to last call, and you can get in another one, Turkatron, after during last call, you understand. That'll be good, that'll be cool. Freddy, anyone else, feel free to get them in. Now is still a good time. Here is one of my last cards that I have tonight. Oh, brace yourselves. Okay. Brace yourselves, everyone. It's time for current events. Pull another card. Okay, geez, what an ominous card we have here. Did you hear they found life on Mars? Almost? It's dead. Whatever they found, it's dead. And maybe not life, I don't know. Apparently this is as close to alien life as they've ever found. And also, a science YouTuber I watch did not end his video with "it's probably not aliens," so it could have been aliens. Like microbes and crap, to be clear. Not like, green men from Mars, anything like this. This will be the only current event we'll be discussing tonight, by the way. We won't be discussing any other current events. Ah, too bad, too bad. There's some stuff in the news recently. It's something that doesn't naturally occur. Yes, that's sort of it, yes. Which means it's evidence of microbes being, That's a really good explanation, Turkatron. It's something that doesn't naturally occur. The way that life microbes work is that they strip certain things like iron off something, and the way it strips off indicates life found in a riverbed. Beautiful. Yeah, that's the best evidence we've found so far of life being on Mars, and that is just very fascinating. Means that life is not just on Earth. I don't know about complex life. I don't know about multicellular life, to be clear, but the conditions were good once on Mars for life. Perhaps they still are, under the ice caps or something. This is all very speculative right now. We don't know. Maybe Europa, or Europa. That's what that icy ball around Saturn or Jupiter or whatever is called. Right? Europa? No, that's I don't know. There's another place where they think life might be. That's like an ice moon that has an ocean underneath, probably, maybe. I think, maybe, somewhat. Who can say? We haven't checked yet. But yeah, that's just very fascinating. There's good evidence of life on Mars. And hell, that's just, isn't that just good news? Isn't that just good news? My God, that's just really good and interesting, and I wonder if we'll ever go to Mars. I don't know. Maybe not. We don't have to. We should probably make Earth livable as much as possible before we consider, fucking around with another planet and trying to make it livable. If we can terraform, it'll probably be easier to fix Earth than it is to terraform another planet, so we should make sure that Earth is, utopian and shit, and then run out of room and, go over to Mars and the moon and all that, assuming it's even, viable in the first place. That is way far afield of just, hey, they found life on Mars. What the hell could you do with that, though? Study it. Study it. Find, like, what Martian bios things are like. See if we can find, like, samples of it. Like, is it related to our stuff? If they find life on Mars, like substantial proof, it's such a weird place, it would basically preserve how life formed there. Ooh. If we could figure out how we formed, it didn't fossilize here. Gotcha, yeah, because it was just such a niche thing, and it's been so long and so many different, like, eras of different, you know, living things fucking everything up. Yeah, yeah. A lot of implications there, and a lot of good research to be done as well in the future. And also, yeah, it could have been like it could be that the Martian alien stuff came on a meteor or like chunks of Earth rock could have gotten to Mars, or Mars rock gotten to Earth and had microbes in it, potentially. What we really need to do is see if we can find microbes in space. Then we'll know, like, oh my god, microbes are interplanetary, and microbes are running around, like panspermia, that whole theory. We'll know that that's like, there's some basis in that. Exploring the oceans more would be nice. Yeah, there's a lot we don't. There's a lot of ocean that's like unmapped and stuff. That is true. We need like better. We probably need like a lot more and a lot more like rigorous ocean survey stuff. I don't know that we would find anything that would really help turn back like climate change, to be clear, down there. It would just be like, oh yeah, cool ocean. Maybe some creatures we didn't know about, something like that. Could be fossils, I don't know. Are there fossils at the bottom of the ocean? This code didn't work. GSG 77S Moon. M-U-N. Can you check that, Turkatron? On the asteroid that they recently sampled in the last couple of years, they found all the building blocks for life, but nothing like human DNA or anything like that, just the building blocks. Yeah, amino acids, that's right. And I think the guy on YouTube that I was watching was saying, like, they also weren't sure it wasn't contaminated or something. You know, they found fossils towards the bottom of the color Bowler Hill, which is the farthest anyone's ever drilled in Russia. Wow. That's like as far as anyone's ever gone into the earth. Yeah, that's... You'd think they would be all, like, turned to oil or whatever. Turned to oil, turned to coal. Like, deep down enough where... Like, it's deeper than the oil drills go, essentially. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting science things going on all the time. Many YouTube channels, like, you know, do science news on a regular basis as, like, their whole thing. Not really my thing, not really my expertise or anything, but I think it's cool, and I like watching those videos and learning about biology and all that, and various extinct animals, and it's very cool. It's very cool to me. Yeah, I guess if there's fossils at the bottom of the colored Bowler Hill, then you could literally drill anywhere and find fossils. I mean, were they, like, branching out from the hill? Were they, like, branching out, or they were really, like, looking for... Or was it just, like, right in the middle of the path? Like, what are the odds? Okay, there's a modified code. Excellent. Or a completely different code. Yeah, this is the thing. I am going to play your level once I get a code that works. Yes. I tried this code and it wasn't working. JKF. Mizu-Water Runner. Cool. Run around the bottom of the water. Let's do it. Clear rate. I believe that was like 3% or 4%. 5 lives. Let's do it. What? Huh? I thought Turkatron just put that into chat. I'm confused. Play my newest. Don't know how the code works. Okay, hang on. Let me type in that code. I think that's your maker code. I don't know what happened with that code, but okay. If I ever struggle with a code, please put another code into chat if one doesn't work, etc. was up with the code? Let's see. MHN. There's the problem. Little mistakes, you know. One mistake and a code doesn't work, you know. Was the clear rate? If well, the world record is undefined, so I guess it's 0. Muncher masochism. Oh boy. What am I looking at? Why am I... Where is this door? Is this a reset door? Yes. And I have a P block. I don't know why. Is it... Here's a theory. Okay. This feels like the wrong theory, but... I feel like what you're supposed to do here is jump, land on the P, and then jump off it into the 2 little coins? What? Oh man. Am I understanding this right? Am I understanding the assignment? Okay. We're getting somewhere. Pro tip Z jump. Okay. Can you do a Z jump off a P switch? Is that the way to do? Anyway, a little bit of topical news, but not that much, you know. Again, there was another story. It's kind of fizzled out now. I'm going to, for once, choose to not discuss it. You know, let's just keep things nice and light and, you know, who fucking cares about some other things in the news. Oh man, that didn't turn out very well. That was a hard one. Thank you for the level. Maybe it'd be cool. We should consider, I liked, like, a few weeks ago, when everyone had 1 free instant refresh to use sometime during the stream. That was kind of a cool gimmick for a stream. I know it's a sub feature, but it could also be a thing that any sub can do at any time. But it could also just be, like... Should definitely consider, like, ways in which to change that system up. And, get more instant refreshes going. I don't know. Food for thought. I would love another 7 tries at that, I guess. Then again, there's some levels where you really don't want an instant refresh, where it's like, you know, there's levels where, like that, where it's like, okay, 7 tries is like nothing, and there's levels where 7 tries is like 10 minutes, you know? In cases like that, an instant refresh would really kill me. Would really, like, weigh heavily on me. Maybe shouldn't give it out quite so, freely. Thank you for the level, Turkatron. Feel free to get another one in there. We were, like, getting a little bit of the idea. Let me go ahead and hit dismiss. And 06I is up next, but... Folks, it is time for last call for levels. Last call for levels. This is the last time to get any last levels in, and during this time, I will show you one of my own levels. That's right, tonight, I'm just going to show you one level. In particular, I'm going to show you the one Super Mario Galaxy themed level I ever made. Well, that's not quite true. I did make a super world where it was all a world of my super world that was all space themed, that being Neardu Nebula. No, Koopaverse is the world. Neardu Nebula is the final level of that world. And it has 4 other levels that are just as cool and good. and meteors and asteroids and all that stuff. No, but today, right now, I'm going to show you the galaxy level I made, Homespun Galaxy, which I made, which, you know, is like topical right now because Mario Galaxy the movie was just announced, and also, when are those like Mario Galaxy 1+2? That's like a month or two from now, right? Right? More pipe options would be good. Yeah, more pipe options and like semi-solid options. That would have been a good thing to include on the wish list. Bingo thing. More options for semi-solids / pipes. Yeah, totally. If we end up adding more, maybe we'll add that, but currently happy with the current ones that are in there. October 2nd for Galaxy 1+2. I just streamed Galaxy, that's true. I don't intend on making content on it, I'll say. Honestly, I don't really intend on buying it. I'll watch the movie, though, for sure, for sure. You see, I'll say, by the way, this level is built around a bunch of cases where things are popping out the geometry at weird angles, like these piranha plants going sideways, and these hedges also sideways, things walking on the bottom of platforms, etc. And the idea was, you know, it's some gravity stuff going on here. Kind of fun and good. Nice, nice sort of galaxy type thing. See you later, Chard. Have a good night. See here, there's a little bit of red coin hunt. The idea here and the influence here was that Galaxy is full of these places where it's like, oh, I say full of. Maybe it has a bunch, actually. Maybe not like an inordinate amount, but, you know, there are times where it's like, go collect 5 pieces of a launch star. And that's basically what that red coin hunt was inspired by. It was also one of the first times I did a red coin hunt. Also, these, like, snake block sequences, very inspired by warp stars, that whole, like, transition thing. Launch stars, you know, the launch star sequences in the game. Very nice level. A very nice level. Freddy, you don't want to get in another level? You don't want to get in another level, Freddy? Up to you, if you don't. Oh, wait, I think a Freddy actually already is in there. It's Turkatron that's not, who hasn't gotten back in there. Right, okay. Okay. Anyone else wants to get in one more level? Now is the time. Good use of red coin in a completely optional path. It is mandatory, I'll say. That whole area is just like a little hub to run around and collect things in. Thank you for the level, Barnstormer. And it's good. You'll sneak one in? Excellent, excellent. Let me go refill my water. I'm gonna give you like 30 seconds while I refill my water and go on a break. I don't know that I've ever gone on a break during last call, but get them in, folks. In Galaxy, the coins are optional. Oh, I guess, yeah, in Galaxy, there's not like coin stars except for the purple coins. Again, they're more like the launch stars, which are often part of the critical path. Okay. Got more water. Drank a little bit. Feel relatively refreshed. Galaxy's real good. 06i is right. I just streamed it relatively recently. Went through both Galaxy 1 and 2. If you want to see a full playthrough of both of them, well, there's 2 VODs, and I switch back and forth between game every 5 to 7 lives, depending if you're watching the first one or the second one, the first VOD or the second VOD. Very good VODs if you, like, I don't know, want to fill up, like, 19, 20 hours or so. If you have, like, 20 hours of free time, I guess. YouTube VODs are a hard sell. I know. If someone is watching this VOD right now, then thank you. In the future, I mean. If you're watching this right now, thank you for getting this fucking far. Wow, you are a trooper. I mean, this might be one of the shorter viewer level streams we ever do. I mean, usually we go a good 4 hours, a little over 4 hours. It's looking right now that this will be like 3.5 tops, which is pretty damn good for a viewer level stream. That's pretty damn short. Relatively short. It's not short by YouTube standards, I know. But for stream standards, for my stream standards, ooh, very short. Okay, let's go ahead and close her up. And let's go ahead and play these last 3 levels. We got 3 last levels in the queue. Let's go ahead and knock them out. And, you know, time for Silksong. More time for Silksong. Tonight, I'm gonna wander around Silksong and try to find some things that I haven't found. You know, as far as I know, there's whole areas I haven't found. I would like that. I would like to find a whole extra area. 06i told me I could maybe get into another area that I haven't gotten into yet. That would be good. I would like that. Ooh, I want to do that. Yeah. And that'll be fun. I maybe also will play some of the Bonanza DLC. I don't know. It's the weekend, so I should really try to get a bunch of sleep. And that would be good considering how much sleep I have traded for Silksong this week. No, this is the last level. Is this the level? Oh, right, yeah, this is the level in... we were confused, like, which one it was earlier. I entered your level rather than the right level. Right. Okay. What? I think if we just run, it's automatic. Oh, wow, with the bubbles, that makes it so that you could run. Look at this. What? Huh? How is this working? But you still have to time it out right. You still have to time out, like, when you are running. You can't just run all willy-nilly. I'll say I got all my crap at the bottom of the screen. A little bit awkward, considering, you know, like, all my crap kind of blocks the, what's cool in this one. Woo! Checkpoint refreshes. Let's go. It is a very neat effect, and I hope you can appreciate, despite the UX crux. Oh, I see what I should have done there. Maybe there should be a thing where, if in a case of a level like this, I can move the UI up to the top. You know, and move the whole viewer level bar up there, and it can be out of the way. These are very rare. A level where the bottom, like, couple squares are, like, super duper important. It's very rare that this is ever an issue. Maybe I don't need to implement anything quite so onerous. I should think about it. I'll think about it. Think about movable level bar / heads. Remind me Sunday at 11 a.m. to think about movable level bar and heads. Okay, I added it. That's fine. I'll think about that later. We just got a refresh, right? Yes, okay, good. We haven't seen this area yet. Oh boy, look at this. Oh my god. This is practically a Silksong. Well, not really. This is not the sort of thing Silksong will do. Other games do stuff like this, where you have to, like, run back and forth and avoid things falling down on you. Oh, also I can totally get a Shelmet right now. And should do. Oh, I guess because I came off the checkpoint, it's giving me one of them. I couldn't have gotten it before. To be clear. Let's do it. Let's do it, y'all. I'm gonna do so much Silksong tonight. That's not true. Let's be reasonable. I've been doing Silksong all week. But, like, what if I got the rest of everything I need? What if I got to a, you know, what if I got to the next big thing and it was different? And, you know, I don't know what's going to be coming. I want there to be a bunch. I'm very curious. Silksong has been tough but fun. Yeah, totally. I love it. I think it might be one of the best Metroid... I think it might be the best Metroidvania ever made. Honestly. And I would not have rated Hollow Knight in, like, the top 10, honestly. Maybe not the top 5. I don't know. How many Metroids can I even name? Castlevanias, Metroids, all the Metroids. If we're counting, like, Zero Mission, Fusion, and Dread all in the top 10, then, and like, you know, all the Order of Ecclesia, Dawn of Sorrow, Area of Sorrow, also in the top 10, then yeah, you can really fill up a top 10 and leave no space for Hollow Knight, but Silksong is absolutely, like, might be the best one, actually. There was a patch that make rosaries easy to get. I used the magnet is, like, in the first shop that you go to. I don't think it's a spoiler to mention the magnets. I used the magnet. It took me a while to actually buy it, but since I bought it, I've been using it, and oh my god, it's really good. It is so worth just keeping on at all times. I also always use the compass. I wonder if there's, like... I shouldn't speculate. I shouldn't speculate. There probably isn't, also. One thing I've seen people complaining about... Thank you, 06i. I'm going to hit complete and load up the next one. One thing I see people complaining about is enemies doing 2 hits of damage. I don't have a problem with it. I think it's cool. And since you heal for 3, there is some complicated math around, like, am I safe? Am I good? Do I need to, like, earn up another heal so I can take... You know, I can take 2 more hits now before I die. If I heal again, maybe I can take a full 3 hits. You know, that sort of mental math is, I think, interesting, and there's a reason for it, you know? It's supposed to be like that. You had more of an issue with environmental damage versus enemies? I can feel you. There's some environmental damage that, my god. You know. Minor spoiler here. Minor spoiler. Man, when you get your first environmental damage thing that does 2 pips of damage, oh my god. That's just so shocking the first time it happens. And it's like... Oh, fuck. You know? Like, the first couple ones that you ran into do, like, 1. But, not all of them. Not all of them. I got, like, 2 cards left. Let me pop one of them. Were there any movies this year? I was thinking the other day about movies this year. Freddy just said GG, by the way, so is present. I was thinking about movies this year, and it occurred to me I couldn't think of that many movies I had seen. I could think of the Marvel movies. I had seen, like, 2 of the 3 Marvel movies, and I thought they were okay to very good. You know, I thought that Fantastic Four was very good. I'll say Marvel movies, I feel like I only see them out of obligation. Which, you know, I didn't see Captain America, the new one, because I heard it was bad. So it's not a total obligation, but like, yeah, if it's good, I'll go out to see it, but I'm not super enthused or anything. So like, you know, even the movies I do see, I'm not super jazzed on them. The only movie I think I've seen that I've really, like, loved the fuck out of was Naked Gun. Like, that, to me, gotta be the #1 movie this year so far with a bullet. And, Clear rate over 1%. We get 5 lives. Let's go. I just can't think of any other movies that have come out. I mean, I guess I could think of movies that have hit. Like, I think about, there's been a couple Disney, you know, live-action remakes that have been... No, people seem to like Lilo and Stitch, I guess. I don't know. I've never watched any of the live-action remakes, and I don't plan to start. God, you really have to keep on jumping here, or else you're screwed. You're screwed. What the fuck? There's a wall! There's a wall! Okay, you don't have to keep jumping. You will be screwed regardless of if you, keep jumping. Probably had to enter that pipe. I ran out of tries. How many seconds even here? It's a 10-second level. Probably you'd go through that pipe, you'd go a couple more jumps, and then you're done. Probably, all things considered. I didn't notice we had so few seconds to also worth noting. Thank you, Freddy. Thank you, Freddy. Seriously, if anyone remembers any movies that have come out, if this has been a really good year for movies, I mean, I heard people say Weapons was really good. I'm not a really big horror person, so I don't really care. I don't know. I will say one thing. That I just realized right before the stream. I was kind of fishing for one last card, and then I realized, like, oh shit, this actually really ties in with the last card, which is that, oh, there's the new Demon Slayer Part 1 movie finale thing. The first part of it is in theaters, apparently now, I guess. This weekend? Is it this weekend? Anyone who is following Demon Slayer, we're all gonna have to go out to the movies this weekend sometime and go watch the Demon Slayer Part 1, Infinity Castle, Part 1 of 3. It's kind of like 5 episodes strung together, and it is full of really good animation and stuff, is what I've heard about it so far. I've heard people say it's good, so, you know, it's probably very good. And I'm gonna go see it, and, I don't know when. Maybe tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Not tonight. I'm busy with Silksong. Sunday? I could do Sunday. I don't know. Let's play the level. That is first movie I'll have watched since Naked Gun. I don't know. I don't get out to the theater much. I imagine that's just a general trend in general. Is the theater doing well? I can't imagine the theaters are doing very well these days. What do you think? What level should we be playing here? We could do the Super World, or we can just do a random level. Barnstormer, please specify if you have a preference. I'm thinking Super World. Let's go ahead and randomize the lives situation. Am my eyes deceiving me? Is that Tails and Sonic? Nice get. That is good luck. That is, you know, the non-Mario heads are less likely than the Mario heads. Basically, there's one copy of each of the non-Mario heads, and there's 5 copies of each of the Mario heads, so, you know. You're less likely, though it depends on how many of each there are, you know. I think there's overall more Mario heads than there are cameo heads. I only tend to add the cameo heads when I do a non-Mario game as a, gimmick stream, you know, where I do the whole... What is this? This is the title theme. Oh, okay. Where I do the gimmick where, I only tend to do it when I do the gimmick of limited lives and stuff for a game that's not Mario already. So I need new heads. Ooh, nice. Very cool. Let's go. Let's finish this. I think we're done. This has been a fun stream. Little lighter than last week. Didn't we go like 5-6 hours last week? This time, like 3.5. Little less than 3.5, I think. Lovely. That's lovely. A nice and short stream relative to normal. Relative to normal. I am going to play so much Silksong this weekend. Try to get that knocked out before Hades hits in 2 weeks. We got a limited time, folks. We got a limited time to knock out Silksong before Hades demands the same amount of investment. Oh, lol, Mario FBI. You just came in right at the end. We just finished the last level. Tell you what, if you have a level, let me know. We could squeeze in one more right now. Just let me know, and I'll open the queue for you and let you in. In fact, here. Here, you if you have one, submit it. If you don't, let me know, and I will act accordingly. We just completed the last level. Otherwise, if you don't have one for us, we'll wrap up, and that'll be a stream. What do you got, Mario B? What do you got, Mario B? I'm gonna play a lot of Silksong tonight. Gotta do. You know, I've been trading too much sleep for Silksong, I'll say. Also, I'll also say that the phrase trading sleep for Silksong kind of comes from Seinfeld. I was watching that the other day. There was a scene where what's her name? Where God, why am I blanking on her name? Dancing. What's her face? The main lady on the show. God, why fucking Seinfeld fucking Elaine, yeah. Elaine was like it was the smelly car episode, and she said like my boyfriend said he had to get up early tomorrow. What does that mean? And Jerry said like that means he's lying. And it's like well, sometimes you have to get up early, right? And he said like, well, sometimes a man does have to get up early, but a man will always trade sex for sleep. Will always trade sleep for sex. You know, it's because she smelt like the awful smelly car was the thing. A little bit of like wisdom from Jerry Seinfeld there, which was very funnily stated. And I've been thinking about this whole like since I heard it, like, man, Jerry just sometimes has some really funny ways of phrasing things and explaining the social dynamics of 90s New York, or you know, maybe humanity writ large. I don't know. I need to sleep more, though. Regardless. I don't have to always get up early, but sometimes I do for things like Nintendo Directs and things of that nature. You know? It's the weekend, so no more getting up early for a while. That's a good show. That is a good show. I should definitely watch more sitcoms. I think that's a stream. I think that Mario B FDI was just saying hello. Let's go ahead and get that queue back closed. Let's go ahead and get rid of all this junk. Let's go ahead and make me big and pull up the old schedule. I'll be back on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central, for the finale. I'm thinking it'll be the finale of Conker's Bad Fur Day. Did like the first half of the game last time. Went for like 6 hours or so. Went long, honestly. Like 5.5 hours. I'm thinking we'll push to finish it next stream on next Tuesday and, get it done so I'll be able to play Metal Gear Solid Delta for the first time on stream relatively soon after that. If you're looking for another stream like this, like tonight, more viewer levels, more Mario Maker, that will be Friday. That'll be always, often, usually on Fridays, unless circumstances dictate otherwise, But Friday is the Mario Maker day for the time being. I'm not going on vacation. There's nothing that's getting in the way of that. It'll be Friday for the foreseeable future. I'll say, part of me does think, like, oh, it'd be nice to take, like, a month break from Mario Maker for a bit, do something else on Fridays for for like a month or so, at some point before Mario Maker 3. Like, it'd be nice to just, get a little bit of relaxing there, but no plans for that just yet. Maybe I'll see, maybe they'll put out, maybe when they announce Mario Maker 3, I'll take a little bit of a hiatus from the Mario Maker. If there's like 4 months, we'll take one of those months off until it comes out. I don't know. That's just a thought I had yesterday when I really thought that today could be the day that Mario Maker 3 got announced. It didn't, so, business as usual. Life goes on. I'll see you on Tuesday for Conker's Bad Fur Day. Parental guidance suggested it's an M-rated game that's very lewd and crude. And I'll see you on Friday for viewer levels, and there'll be stuff in the future. I will definitely stream my first time with Hades. Forget about it. Forget about it. Hades will absolutely get a stream when it comes out. I guess that's 2 weeks from now, huh? On a Thursday. Oh boy. Pencil that into your calendars, folks. I guess. We'll put it on the schedule maybe after next stream. Okay, folks. I'll see you Tuesday, Friday, or in the future. Hades 2 coming up. Bye. Y'all have a good weekend. And, play lots of Silksong, everybody. Get it done before Hades 2 hits. We got 2 weeks. It's a fucking phenomenal game. You want to do it. Okay, Tuesday, Friday. Bye.